5 seconds left. Dyer's turn to ban.
again, or are they going to do some normal stuff, some meta stuff? I mean, they seem they're playing the game of their own.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they won sort of the TI. You know, sure, since post TI, it's not really done much for them. They haven't, you know, they've looked sort of, you know, like that sort of the magical period of TI came to an end, and things returned to how it was before. And obviously, they did have the change. They're no longer with Anna for now.
But no longer
for now.
For now.
For now.
Oh, who knows? Who knows?
We'll see what they can pull out actually. Yeah, the respect for Topson there and Jerax, as we saw some Jerax Monkey King earlier from OG, as both the Monkey King and Shadow Demon banned out. OG themselves taking away that Kotl and the Lone Druid.
Yeah, both OG and Liquid actually have played Kotl today. It's going to be really interesting to see which route this series takes us in terms of meta, because the matches that we saw from OG earlier, they were definitely not orthodox, and Liquid as well, bringing out the Tinker earlier, also a hero that we really haven't seen that much of. Shadow Demon, yeah, as I said, is still banned, so it will be curious to see which heroes we're going to see from these two teams, because I think it's going to be something completely different.
Yeah, something unorthodox.
Yes.
They don't really want to reveal all their strategies just yet as well. I really like the Monkey and the Shadow Demon ban. Those heroes are so hard to draft against, because when OG picks them, you don't know. Yeah, you just don't. You have no clue what's up.
You don't know necessarily where they're going either. They've got multiple players that play both.
Oh, that's what I meant. And then in the game as well.
And then you don't know what's going to happen. You know, is this Shadow Demon just going to blow up half our team? You don't know.
There is still a Magnus in the pool, and even though obviously we have seen different drafts, we have seen first phase ban Magnuses in the games we have seen today. Yeah. So this is a hero left in.
By the way, these last two bans, Enchantress and Darkseer, like, I really love that OG instantly bans Darkseer, because
they see the
you see the Enchantress ban, you know it.
And there's your Magnus, as expected, it's left, so they're of course going to take in the first two.
And the Prophet.
And the Prophet, so looking to be maybe not a Seb Magnus, maybe unless that is a Topson Prophet. Or more likely, maybe probably a support Prophet from them.
I mean, yeah, it can be.
Yeah, it can be anything. It could be anything. They could, you know, we've seen in
Terrorblade. It could be anything.
I'm gonna start doing my thing.
Yeah.
And you can start doing yours.
Terrorblade's in, gets in for Liquid.
All right, Terrorblade Liquid. That
so what for RTW?
Most likely the. Beat that.
Liquid, sorry.
Well, I don't have to yet. Well, actually I do, because Earth Spirit, I guess, is
gonna be on that off.
Is gonna be on that off lane. I mean, that's where I want it, because that's roaming.
Yeah, roaming, of course.
All right, Magnus, we want on the Radiant side.
I think put it for Seb for now, right?
Yeah,
like,
just in case.
He's always playing the Magnus. Like, if there's someone's going to be a support, it's probably going to be the Prophet.
Probably the Prophet.
Yeah, you want, but I would say also offlane Prophet.
Yeah, but it's Seb. Seb will play the Magnus. Like, I don't see them doing it.
Yeah, I think it's like
no, but it's like dual lane type. Or you want me to slide it all the way over there? I'd rather keep it here and then slide it over once it is needed to be slided over.
It is usually played as 5 and on that safe lane, but because you're lazy to slide it there. She's just afraid that the slide is gonna fail.
All right.
That's what's happened.
There we go.
Let's go.
I'm telling in advance. I'm going for this.
And you're gonna miss.
This
push
right here.
You're
gonna miss.
She's so gonna miss.
She's gonna miss. Wow.
I'm in.
Not even close.
Absolutely miles off.
But that's where he's gonna be, though. That's most likely.
Totally intended.
Maybe he's mid as well. Like, we don't
know. We really don't know. It could be anything, really. That's the beauty of it.
And we'll see what RTW is going to play, because we saw 2 games from him. 1, he played the Terrorblade. Obviously, Liquid have got that this time. 2, he played the Ember. It's been banned out by Liquid, so RTW is going to have to go elsewhere.
So good versus DB, used to be one of the picks.
Yeah, I mean, because you can go even like the Veil Maelstrom build, can't you? Just blow him up.
Veil Maelstrom.
Yeah.
Like, there were 2 heroes that were picked constantly versus DB. It's Ember and Zeus.
But
Zeus not really in the meta, but some reason.
And apart from when Topson's in the game, Topson Zeus.
But there is a Magnus in the game, and they haven't banned out Juggernaut, nor Troll,
yeah, they are.
nor PA.
Yeah, I mean, RTW,
great heroes.
There's still great heroes for RTW, yeah. Jug, I think for RTW, probably Jug or the Troll.
Jug or the Troll. I think
really good.
Troll is perfect this game versus the TB. Jug is also fine with the Magnus. I mean, all there's PA, Magnus, it works, but it's not
We've
that
seen it
good
work
in
real
my-
great,
yeah.
actually. And it gives you that minus armor that you can use on the Terrorblade straight up.
It's great. I still go with it.
I mean, they're all
So,
good.
yeah,
They're all really good
Yeah.
with Magnus. I mean, so that sort of way of playing is still really strong at the moment.
the best one got banned out. That's the Morphling. Probably the best hero versus Terrorblade to pick. But yeah, they still have options. And yeah, Team Liquid, they believe in their that's the Jug.
Yeah, I mean, it's they're going to take it. And if you did compare the options, that one probably has the most benefits. A game like this.
Yep.
This one on the lane.
Yeah, most likely Magnus. Oh, that's
Intended. That was like with the slight curve, you know? Yeah. Perfect. All right. So we were expecting the Juggernaut.
Yep.
What are we thinking for Liquid?
I mean,
all right. So they have
They
their
won't-
4 and 1. They're probably gonna go with the 5 now. Something
Yeah,
that
another support. A non-orthodox support.
maybe something that can save the TB.
Grimstroke is still in the pool as well.
Grimstroke, Dazzle is alright. Not really played as 5-way too much. Oracle is good.
Oracle is still in, yeah.
so interesting that some of these teams are ignoring like OD.
Oh.
Like Wyvern. Well, that's the save, but
That's
That's not only a save. Basically, why Wyvern is picked, and this hero is forgotten right now. But why Wyvern is so good is not only the save, it's the counterplay for that Magnus. So when you take this Wyvern and you put him on that safe lane, not only do you have a strong hero that's versus, I mean this. All right, this hero is perfect right now. Wyvern used to be the
Against all the-
counter pick
yeah.
versus Prophet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wyvern is a save for the Terrorblade,
Yep.
and Wyvern is also the complete counterplay to the Magnus RP. So this hero should do very well in this particular game. So I really like that. I really like the pick.
Not a hero that we see a lot, but
No.
as you say,
Definitely not.
it sells itself this draft so far.
These kind of teams, like, they don't truly need the meta. They just pick heroes that are good and in the current game, and they win with them. So
I wonder if we'll see some sort of more team fight from Liquid that's going to be able to really synergize well with the setup as well. The Wyvern can offer from the ult. OG, they'll grab the bat. So where is this all going with the bat, the Nature's Prophet, and the Magnus? I mean, they got 3 offlane
it's
heroes.
MP and Magnus supports most likely, and
Yeah.
then yeah, position
then the
4
bat
Magnus,
is-
5 Furion, and the bat is off.
But Seb
I
not
guess.
playing I mean,
that's-
unless it's like a Thompson.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I think a
you're
Thompson
right.
Prophet.
Maybe.
He would be the kind of guy who would play a mid Prophet.
That's right. I mean, mid Prophet is really good right now, so it could be.
It could be a Thompson. It could be.
It's a
I mean, it's
hard
OG.
draft, yeah.
They really do switch so many things around.
I mean, the thing is, TB and Wyvern crush Prophet. If Prophet is
Sure.
offlane,
So you
they
don't really
crush
want
him.
to push it as
So,
a core.
You don't want Prophet as offlane. You can put Prophet as mid,
Yeah.
but we can say with confidence that it's most likely not going to be position 3.
Yeah.
So you either have the bat or the Magnus on 3.
And then you want the bat more. You don't
Then
like
you want the bat
at the
more,
moment.
but it can be mid as well, I suppose. The Nature's Prophet can be
could
mid,
be.
Magnus can be 4.
So what is definite? Jug definitely not a core. Sorry, definitely not a support.
Jug is
Definitely not a
Definitely
support.
not a core.
He's most likely
Prophet
that safe
definitely
lane.
not on the off lane. And then as you say, Mag or bat. They're your two off laners.
And most
Seb,
likely Mag 4,
probably.
Prophet, off
Yeah.
and bat.
Because you
Makes
have
sense, yeah.
that. You have the Jug, so the Mag can afford to just be a support this game and empower.
That makes most sense, but honestly, it's OG. They
It's
had
OG.
Shadow Demon last game of it, so it can definitely go in any direction.
And who knows, if
like
they have
your
a bad
balls?
game, all 4 could end up looking like supports. You never know.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Looks like Liquid also doesn't know what's happening because they are taking
They're
through
going
that
right
bonus
down on
time.
the bonus time.
Yeah. 20 seconds left.
They're just listening to our explanation.
They are.
What's
They're like, right,
happening,
watch
you
the
know,
stream. These
waiting,
guys
yeah.
are
Well, they
experts.
will have to
They've
wait
seen the border.
5
Yeah.
minutes, so
They've seen the border
it's a little
prediction.
bit longer than that.
They have their ways.
They can see to the future.
Yeah.
Which role?
Abaddon.
An old school counter to the Bat Rider.
Okay.
A hero, basically, you have that shield to deal with the stacks.
And of
And of course, the lasso.
and the RP.
And the RP.
You pop out, you shield someone else, 2 people out of an RP.
Another save
Yeah.
for the Terrorblade.
Offlane?
Most likely offlane. Oh.
Very off the
yeah.
lane. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. MC's here saving miracles for last. And well, why
It could be like some position. No, it can't. It's offlane now, but 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely works versus Bat well.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he's going to be able to do versus Jug plus Fury on lane, if that's the lane.
He can shield off the lasso.
No, it's very good. The saves now that they've got make this a very nice game for the Terrorblade.
Definitely.
Like, he can chill, because there's so many ways that they can keep out. No, I keep saying RTW because we watched earlier.
Abaddon get buffed, yes? Because now
He has those stacks.
his stacks and his stacks now stack faster or something, or his stacks now stacks better. There was something about those stacks that got better. I think it's less attacks that he needs to get it silenced.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, yeah.
I haven't played Abaddon in
I've not
like
seen
a month,
Abaddon in,
honestly.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who plays this hero? It's just not a
Who
top
does that? Who picks Abaddon? Liquid, of
Liquid
course.
does.
So the Venom ban.
Has a horse.
Venom ban, interesting to see. Because what? Not assuming the Matu play. I guess
Yeah,
are they assuming that Miracle play the TB and that Miracle and Matu will swap for this game then?
Yeah.
The changes for
Yeah, 'cause Matu,
Abaddon.
there you go. So yeah, they
It's
do.
Viper.
Matu's on the Viper, Miracle
Yeah.
TB.
You ban out the Razor, you take the Viper.
Yeah.
You get a hero that's gonna scale well through the mid game to create space for TB with his team.
So-
This Viper is a hard kill too.
Do you think that I got Thompson Pugner? Okay, so it is going to be. It must be support Magnus and support Prophet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think
That's
we called
what,
that.
yeah, that's what you thought. Then, yeah.
The changes that Abaddon has is that the Curse of Avernus lasts longer, 4.5 seconds rather than 4, and the shield is actually reduced in mana cost.
Where
It
is
still
that?
ends at the same, but now it's tiered with levels as it wasn't before.
Here he is.
Viper versus Pugna mid.
Viper. There we go. I was wondering why the camera was aimed at me for such a long
Waiting
time.
for
I'm
you.
like, oh yeah.
There's
They like
something.
me.
So OG Liquid, we've got quite a selection of heroes here.
I think that based on the games we've seen, I am a little bit more happy with the way OG played. I also really believe in the Magnus. I think Magnus Jug is just a good combo to have. So yes,
Oh, you're going with OG?
I'm going with OG.
Oh, I would not go against Matu on a green hero and Miracle on his Terrorblade.
Yeah, I'm going
I mean,
Matu on a green.
Yeah,
and
Matu on a green hero.
Liquid.
Liquid. Like, sure they've got some different stuff, but yeah, it's
Matu on a green hero?
Matu on a green hero, Miracle on Terrorblade. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do have Magnus plus Jug though. That's super
Yeah,
scary.
that's good.
You do have Pugna on Thompson as well.
That's very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be close. It should be a great game.
I think it should be a great game, regardless, indeed.
This might be the game in which Shiver catches up to you, man.
On the prediction.
It might be. I mean, we can't really say for sure. These teams are so evenly matched. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It should be a lot of fun.
Feels like a final already.
This is the game that everybody's. Wait, who's got a platinum hero? Someone got a platinum hero. Is that Miracle's platinum hero? Someone had platinum.
I think it's Thompson's Pugna.
Come on.
Oh, Thompson Pugner in it. Yeah,
Well,
platinum
You can
Pugner.
see the thing on the
Yeah.
top there.
Platinum Pugner.
Platinum Pugna.
Not mastered though. A casual Pugner player. Needs to step it up, Thompson. But,
So there's no till on the Prophet. Yeah, Jarek's on the Magnus.
Yep.
Seb and Bat.
These two supports can kind of feel very wonky.
there's a little
Like if you see these
this
two
happens
supports,
in your pubs,
if it happens in your pubs, you're like, all right, guys, we lost. Like, AFK Fountain.
Yeah.
No, I think both teams will enjoy this game as well. I think it's safe to say there's no guaranteed like draft winner. I think both have their own merits that could work out.
No, for sure. Yeah, I think both girls have good ideas
I
behind
love
them.
how you said it. They're gonna enjoy the game. It's about the participation.
No.
They're gonna have fun.
No, they're gonna try real hard. Is what I mean. It's like they know that's. You know,
No, I mean, yeah,
this is a
wanna
fun
win
game
this.
to play for them. They know it's like an evenly matched game as well.
Uh-oh. Let's
Straight
see.
in there.
O-Tail is in trouble, being blocked up by Kura. Miracle's there with the Metamorphosis, and he's got the damage to find First Blood.
He still got some more tree and style right before he died. Chasing down the Winter Wyvern with that. It was fairly low as well, but
Oh, they have one thing. Oh,
that is
He got the ring, didn't he?
another rune.
so
2
one.
for 2 though.
Is it?
Yeah, because ILTW got one on bot as well.
You got one on.
No, but I thought 3 went.
Oh yeah, Pugna went top.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Yeah,
2
yeah.
for 2. One good thing though for OG is the fact that Terrorblade popped his meta for that First Blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could have
He's
it
not
for the
gonna
wave.
have it. Yeah, he's not gonna have it in the lane, and it's so hard for him to lane versus Bat right now without the Metamorphosis. I think he might just dodge even. He needs his supports here immediately.
Yeah, Winter Wyvern had to walk all the way back to base. Is now probably gonna teleport to the lane that he is needed in, but he's yet to make a decision. Will Top lane.
Yeah.
All right.
They were just deciding.
Yeah, they were. You saw him turning around and we're going bottom, going top. He is indeed going top lane. Right, Magnus Juggernaut lane. Ooh, hello.
Oh. Hello, Jerax.
Did he mean to do that to clear the trees?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
He meant
Right.
like those
I mean,
trees are game-changing.
for sure.
I'll see up top, bit of pressure on the GH. He's got 3 stacks on him. As he is being blocked up as well nicely by these treants. Does still have the roll though, will need to use it to keep the distance. And we'll see how long they can continue to slow down Miracle's farm on the top lane with the pressure that they're applying with that Batrider. Mid lane, Topson versus Matumberman. Matumberman 5 for 2, Topson 3 for 1. So far a bit of a start for Matu, but as the levels come online for Topson, we should see him being able to step up the amount of pressure he can put on and getting this wave close and underneath Matumberman's tower so he can start chipping away at that tier 1 with the blast.
Yeah, you don't really expect Topson to lose on his Pugna. So far it's kind of even. Viper definitely more in the meta at the moment. Rotil is doing so much work with his pesky little trees on this lane too, just harassing them out. Turbo is still doing fairly well, even with that start without the meta. Has done CS. 2 stone shields on Abaddon, by the way. Did you notice that?
Yeah, well, we've started to see some offlaners do that more now. I mean, what was it? There was never get his eyes like Darks. Yeah, when he was playing Darks here, he got the 2 stouts.
Oh, Seb, in a bit of a pickle. He dead. He not dead. He dead. All right.
Yeah,
That was the next metamorphosis coming out.
This is a top lane that maybe you'd expect to see the TB suffer a little bit more against the back. But Miracle getting a farm and getting kills, thanks to the backup of his supports.
This is so annoying, the Crapify. Try to last it, he decrapifies you. At the same time, Viper doing fairly well so far. It's Matumberman on this Viper.
Yeah, probably the best Viper in the world.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of.
But Matu, I think. Matu would be proud.
He would be, actually.
Oh, but he tried to deny it, he did, but
He did.
doesn't manage.
Yeah, cast animation too long.
Yeah.
On the missed coil. Getting an LTW kill as well as his bottom lane. Going even better than Miracles. He's getting good denies as well. So, good start really for both of the carries. As neither side lane being pressured too hard by the off lane. As mid lane, Topson being dove upon, will keep himself safe though. He backs up with the grab by Notel's got the vision with the sprout. Verifier is there, but there's no other way of
And he has a stone to roll away further.
The RNG not working in Notel's favour there. As GH gets a safe free pass.
And a region route? No, it isn't.
Hello. Oh.
He's got him. He's got him.
He's got him.
Yeah, he's got him.
No.
He lost the read, but he got the kill.
Yeah.
GH in the end.
But GH is kind of wore down to that. I mean,
Yeah, he could.
He had to try, because he knew that if he was gonna just walk a different way, he was gonna get chased with the skewer anyway.
Yeah, but
With the rehuman. So he had to try. Or maybe he was buying stuff. But I
maybe he
believe,
thought that Jerax was on his team. I don't know.
I choose to believe that he had to try and he knew he was dead otherwise anyway.
he knows better than we do. That's
Yeah, that is the one thing we can be certain
GH
about.
is above mortal man.
He is.
Once again, well, mid lane this time round, Matu actually gets the solo kill in the 1v1. Killing off Thompson.
mind control. Oh, the stun. The stun from the centaur.
We're working against OG there.
Bounty was spawning though.
And that will be a spirit.
Top lane, Seb. He's going to try and turn, look towards GH. GH, look at the stick charges. Miracle with the metamorphosis, not quite enough to find Seb, as Seb will manage to escape. The Sprout block off from Notel being used onto Kuroki, but Kuroki has still got the Splinter Blast, and Liquid will still be able to get over to OG's half of the map and take away that bounty.
Well, I've turned it into a 2-2 for a 2-for-2 for bounties, so at least still balanced. A little bit of a battle there on that top lane though. scary things. Something that is also fairly scary, or will be anyway, is the Juggernaut, who is farming incredibly well.
Yeah, RTW's crushing farm on the bottom lane. Miracle does have to go for TP out back to tier 1 tower as they get on top of him with the Firefly. Bottom Jax goes for the skewer. It's actually going to cost him his life as Mind Control will turn and kill him. The Omni Slash is enough to bite through the shield and get the kill onto Mind Control though. So despite the trade, it's going to be OG that little happy with that bottom lane as RTW just continues to get so much. At the same time in the mid lane, Liquid see a chance to get on top of Thompson and continue to ensure that this mid lane matchup is turning into quite a treat for Matumbaman as he is very much dominating the CS, and with the solo kill he got earlier on Thompson and now the kill with the help of his friends, Matu he's storming ahead in this matchup. As Thompson, he's 4th lowest on the net worth. He's suffering now, big time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see how.
Only 1,000 net worth on that Pugna, just to get him.
Yep.
Not only this time.
Well, Joe, just pass down GH, who just pulls away. Yeah, Miracle taking refuge in the jungle.
Just your casual Terrorblade gameplay.
That's what you do.
Win or lose the lane.
I think he's still fine, right? Because it's a Terrorblade.
No, he's super
This is,
fine.
I mean, this is what you do even if you win the lane.
Exactly.
Just go jungle, let someone else take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Thompson.
Mid-lane Thompson is going to try and use the suck. Is the suck powerful enough? Not down. GA is coming in to give Matumbaman that backup required. Kill Thompson. Jax, he might be in trouble as well. He's skewered into an attempt to help Thompson. Now they look to just turn, chase him down. The shockwave is actually going to pull Matumbaman closer. He doesn't mind that. As Jax is taken out, and this mid lane, it's over. Like that mid lane, it's just a huge disaster for OG.
Can you catch up with the Pugna? Like,
It's a problem. This hero is definitely meant to be pressuring you, taking your creep waves away, and then just going for the
I mean, in sort of an exciting turn of events, out of the lanes, this game for OG, they're looking towards the new man. ILTW, he's crushed it. He's at the free farm. He's sailing ahead.
Yeah.
He's got to make the magic happen because OG, they need help. Mid lane ain't going great. Top lane, it went okay. But
The
bottom lane,
test.
that's where their power is on the jug.
Honestly, they've committed a lot of resources into making that lane work. Like if they maybe rotated mid a bit earlier a few more times, then you can pressure that Viper, but they didn't. And they did commit into helping that Jug a lot, even though perhaps he didn't need so much help versus the Abaddon. But now he's on top, and he's the one that's supposed to carry them. You still have the Empower on the Jug, which is going to propel his farm.
Oh, hang on.
Hard. There's no way. There's no way. He's gone.
He kills it under the nose of 2 of them. Oh, he's going to die for it. Yeah, they've got a stun.
He's dead.
But he got the courier. No tail will take that.
I mean, that's definitely worth it. Honestly, position 5 for a clear any time of the week.
Well, set. Goodbye.
Yeah, he's gone.
No.
If he juke that courier to the south over the cliff, then he can just rotate through.
I mean, that looked like sort of a 14 juke. Yeah, multiple people were like, we gotta go this way, no, this way.
It definitely did look like multiple.
Well, we gotta get it out of there. Too many cooks spoiling the broth there on that one, but this mid lane, Matu.
Matu crushing it. I mean, it's Matu Viper.
Yeah.
We expected it.
It's a green hero.
Yeah.
He's gonna have that edge.
The problem is, like, OG, they have so many offensive tools in their skill sets, right? So many offensive skills, but are they going to be able to utilize them? Liquid is full defense. You have this Wyvern, Abaddon, Viper, very tanky, massive heroes. You can't really... It's so hard to take them down. You have to do everything right, everything properly. But you do have Lasso, you have RP soon to work with, but it still looks very difficult.
Well, we're going to see on the Viper, the Midas build, which seems to be the popular one amongst the pros now. We've seen it many times over the other regions.
Scale very well with
especially when you get this sort of start, you're going to get it at very good timing.
Yeah, the only thing for Viper is, though, he can't leave this lane, but I think you're satisfied with it. As a Viper, you're looking to crush the lane and stay on it as much as possible. When you're playing versus Pugna that's not rotating, sure, you just stay there, chill. There we go, Pugna going top.
Well, let's see now, he's got the bots done. Goes for the bots first. And he's going to have him go for the kill on Kuroki. He will use the Winter's Curse, and in fact, Kuro...
Yeah, he's still burning though.
Yeah, he is going to go down.
He used that salve to no avail, though. He still falls. Very old school build with the travel zone back to He's going to be able to rotate a lot.
Mid lane, this would be a lovely killer fight to W. Can get in there. He's got the Omni Slash. As Macho steps back towards the creep wave, it is going to draw RTW pretty deep. But he could have run away from that one.
Yeah, he felt like he was baiting.
Maybe
I think he underestimated the damage coming out from that. I think he thought he would survive.
Power as well. Maybe he underestimated it. Yeah, and Yasha is already completed. This jug is huge.
That is the level 6.
Alright,
Got that from the kill on the Viper, so he used that RP instantly.
They're using that power they have, moving RTW around the map. I mean, he's massive. He's 2k ahead of anyone in the game.
Yeah.
At the moment, just 11 minutes in.
That does mean that they have to continue that pressure, right? Because otherwise, they're just going to allow Miracle to catch up.
Yeah, you have to. You have to play around him and pressure as much as possible.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, like, is this shot going to go for him? Yeah, he doesn't need that Fury. He has Magus with him, which is huge. So. Yeah, he has some stacks too. I mean, this is a great jug game. I would love to be this jug right now.
Yeah, this is the dream for RTW. Yeah. He is having a whale of a time so far this game. You know, if you're this farmed in the first 11 minutes against Liquid,
I was never this farmed as a jug.
I must say though, I do also. I'm a little bit worried for him. Because the rest of his squad is not keeping up.
The jug is just so far.
Yeah, but the pressure is on him.
It's IRTW can't. If he messes up, then it's gonna be
he cannot make mistakes because nobody will be there to back him up. The rest of the team, they can make some mistakes because you know they got a fat Juggernaut on the team. But if the Juggernaut makes a mistake.
You have the bats with the travels. He can create space. He can rotate across the map. He can help out. There's that. You have Furion as well. So your global presence is really big. You have the travels and the Furion. I mean, you can do stuff. It's not easy, but it's possible. And Liquid, yeah, I mean, we stated this before, that you have the Cold Embrace versus Jug, you have your ulti, you have Abaddon with the shield, but even the tankiest hero on their side, the Viper, just died to that.
The level 1
Omni Slash, yeah.
Prophet is smoked. If he reveals himself, there's another spirit right around the corner waiting for him.
Saying that it's gonna get out.
So yeah, that is the right call to make there.
Yeah, stay away from the jug.
Then the only one that is by himself right now is Thompson's on his partner.
Found it. Went to Scarce to set up around the rest of Liquid to surround him. I don't think they're going to be in time to save Thompson though. Thompson will be popped. That's what we want that. RTW is going to look for the opportunity to get a good Omni Slash. The RP comes out to 2 of them. Is enough damage with that Omni Slash? The Cold Embrace keeps putting him alive for a little bit. The Blade Fury is still there from RTW as he's trying to chase down this Viper. There's buyback from Thompson, but already with the Magna Touch from G8, they're getting so low on OG. G8 keeping the rods going, forcing OG back. RTW is trying to hit down onto Air Spirit. G8 pops the stick charge, but will still fall. Now RTW healed up by the life drain. Blade Fury's back up, so he can use it aggressively onto Matuma. No-tail TPing in, looking for the block off onto Matu, but RTW can no longer get close enough to the damage. With the skewer though, that could set up for the damage to come out, but a Cold Embrace again from Kuro keeps Matu safe. There's a blast, a decrep, the Nature's Wrap isn't enough to get him. One more hit will do it. He's going to be fine for now. No, the life drain. They'll get him. And Jarex, he's not done. Jumps in. Shockwave pulls back Kuro. The TPs are now coming into the middle lane, so he'll retreat.
Man, this team fight, I really feel it for OG. I was actually cheering for them in this team fight because they're doing they're the ones trying to kill. Yeah. They're the ones that are offensive, and there's so much filth on the side of Liquid. You have that Cold Embrace. Lasso uses, but it doesn't matter. Abaddon uses his ulti, shields it off. There's Viper that's just unkillable. I don't know if you noticed, the Omni Slash did absolutely no damage.
That was so sad to see. That was also a little bit unlucky.
Right?
It was scary. It was scary for LCW. Yeah. The Abaddon was there too. Like he was fine. He had a shield when the thing came on. So it literally did nothing. How are you gonna? Can you do something against Kuroki's Cold Embrace? Like, is that something you can, eliminate?
Well, later down the line, Thompson is going to have items, whether it be the dagger or such. The Cold Embrace won't matter because there'll just be such that insane amount of magical damage that Thompson can use. I mean, you sort of saw it there. There's Cold Embrace and then Decrepit Fire Blast and a Nature's Wrath comes through. It's a lot of bursts. So the Cold Embrace at a point will fall off in terms of how much of a reliable save it's going to be against this core Pugner. But certainly for now, it's definitely it's making it hard for OG to come out on top of these fights.
I mean, that last fight was all right for them.
It was all right. They keep the jug alive.
Viper, it's all right.
Yeah. Seb?
Oh, Seb, walking right now.
He's charging in.
Why? Well, his team is on that side as well. I guess that's why, but he's also dead.
Viper,
exactly. Seb, he's making the suicidal play because the Viper's getting dove mid. Liquid, they're tunnel visioning on Seb, being like, what's this idiot doing? And Seb's like, who's the idiot now, dumbass? And then Seb, he meant intentional play because they get the bigger kill. They kill Matumba Man.
And the Metamorphosis is used for that as well. And they are on the wrong side of the map to actually push hard with that. They can still push. Double damage rune will help out as well, though. But the creep wave is not at that bottom tier 2 tower, so he can just use it to farm. Which he will do, and that's great for him, but not as great as it could have been.
Radiant are scanning.
Roshan. Can they sneak it in? I think they can. There's no dire scan. They scanned to see if someone was waiting, if someone was close by.
And do it pretty quick with the Empower.
There's no one actually even trying to scout it. You could maybe send the illusion from TB, but he's not nearby.
Liquid seem unaware.
The ping coming out is a ping from Jack, so...
Should be though, like you're playing versus Chuck, it's always a possibility. To take Rosh.
I've got it, yeah. RLTW.
And this is one scary jug, right?
He just continues to be nice dog in mid lane. They go for the burst onto the Winter Wyvern. Quick Winter's Curse holds back Thompson. RLTW doesn't have Omni Slash back up for about 40 seconds. But still very strong nonetheless.
It's really important that Wyvern survive there because he has those skills that are necessary to defend the towers.
Prophet teleporting out, they don't get there in time.
They should know that there's a ward here.
Yeah, they're picking it out as well.
It's been around for quite a long time. Yeah. Honestly, these deep wards are allowing them to play the way they're playing on the side of OG. You have these wards that don't get devoured, then you can go into Rosh Pit and take it because you know where they are.
You know, that's something that I've noticed in the last couple of days, that we've seen so many sentries on the map. Obviously, Virtus Pro is the biggest culprit of that, with the whole map covered in sentries. But this map too, if you look at it, there's like 6 sentries at least on the side of from the side of OG on the map, and on the side of Liquid, I think about 3, 4. I can't really see it that much, but still.
Are they pinstering him? There is no tail here. Nah, he should be fine. I assume he should.
They're starting to head back.
He has a port and a ward here.
Yeah, so if he's ever spooked,
when we talk about the sentries, it's because
That's it. He's going to TP in, but he's going to TP straight on Omni Slash. They do have the forward in Blade. Omni Slash will bounce around, bring in the creep wave. There's a blast from the side. Blade Furious RTW will attempt to chase down Matumba Man to get the RP down. Right back into the touches of RTW. That's going to be the Matumba Man Viper dead. As well as Kuroki, the Winter's Curse will not be enough to kill Thompson, but Miracle with his meta certainly will. But can he kill RTW? There's a lot of damage coming out of the junk. The Orphotic Shield will keep Miracle safe. He's now ready for round 2. Aegis is popped. Roll forward, but the Blade Fury's out immediately. Sprout contains Miracle for now. RTW is still trying his best to fight this, as he has got an incredible amount of damage if he can get on top of him. But Miracle kites him up, keeps the distance, turns around with the ranged hits, and RTW is dead. Liquid rolling, clean up the jug twice. Jarek's looking to hide in the tree line, goes for the blink out. Have they got any way of finding him? They cannot reach that farthest corner.
Ah, it's a massive fight.
I mean, that jug is so strong, but it's what she said before. He's the only one dealing that huge damage, right? Like, look at his team. Like, look at that. Look at his damage and everyone on his team. It's like
sad.
They are doing nothing when it comes to that. They offer some control, definitely, but that's about it.
And Terrorblade is catching up on farm. Miracle stayed alive that fight, so got a nice thunder off on GH there as well to make sure that he did just that, and I think that could be the turning point for the game. Like, we've seen OG basically in the lead and taking the first steps in terms of movement, and Liquid just reacting. I think from here on out, it's gonna be Liquid calling the shots.
It could be, but you have to understand also that Liquid was...
Here we go. Bring on the Abaddon. And slows the shield out. The ult, Winter's Curse down, will cause a few troubles for Seb, as he gets beaten down pretty low by his teammate RTW. They've got the Grapple Fire, they're looking to chase down this Abaddon. Does still have to borrow time if Liquid want to try and turn this around. Let's see what they can do. There's Mind Control. will be sprouted, and it seems like Liquid have no interest in coming in to help him out, as this is just mind control, trying to waste the maximum amount of time. He's got another shield. He's still running. They've got a bit of deny. Denies himself as well, so time wasted there. Nicely by mind control.
I mean, that's a lot of time for an battle though, with the whole team, almost your whole team.
And they don't even get the kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually a hero that's hard to kill overall, but at least you want to stop him from denying himself. Unfortunate. They do have that RP and the double damage. Whoever gets caught is certainly gonna die.
Yeah. Do you guys think, I mean, it's a butterfly thing apparently for, oh, nice kick.
Nice kick.
It's a...
Sprout up, knock him back, but he still has the roll.
Yeah, Seb is still on a still roll. Seb got a couple of stacks up.
Seb will be able to block it. He'll try and kick Seb away, but Seb's already done the job there, blocking the roll off.
So right now, ILTW is queuing up the butterfly. Is that... Like, he's skipping BKB, is that right?
No, but Butterfly's great. I mean, you have two cores that don't really want to get an MKB early. You know, Terrorblade doesn't want to build an MKB.
No.
So the evasion's going to be very nice for him. And
do you need a BKB later?
More damage is always good.
You don't even have to get it.
No, I mean, what does BKB really do for you this game? Manta Star's enough. The silence is annoying. Top lane, they find the Terrorblade. That's Miracle gone, and ILTW, he's wrapping him from the side. Does still have the Omni Slash to rely on if he needs to do so. The Brace is going to go down, but Kuro ain't getting out of this one. They've got more than enough magical burst damage to deal around it. As OG will move on now off the back of finding these kills and position themselves towards the mid lane. The Omni Slash and the RP at the ready. Big things are certainly ready to go as mid lane. Seb leads in, getting a vision on the high ground. And they have to be careful, Liquid, they don't get caught out by an RP from Jax. Fortification forced out. LTW is still standing strong, but now beginning to respect the fact that Liquid will have the full 5-man back in the game. As OG will back up. Jerax very close to having Shadow Blade on top of the big Link Dagger, so the ability to make those surprise jumps even more hard to read from Liquid. No doubt will try and keep it. Whoa! I guess he didn't have the roll up in time, as there is no way to hold him back. Notel gets out of that. OG are able to disengage, make sure that everyone gets away from Liquid's half of the map when they all respawn, and none of OG will be caught out today. Still 23 minutes in. 2K lead for OG. We are seeing the catch-up game come into place though, with Miracle's Terrorblade being very close to the farm of ILTW's Jug. Despite ILTW having that incredible acceleration at the beginning of the game, the gap is being closed.
It is. Game is still 2K goals in favor of the side of OG, but I don't think that you can feel that in the gameplay at all.
Well, I mean, 2K goals nothing.
Exactly.
It's you know, that's a very close game that we're seeing at the moment.
Do you feel the experience game? I just feel like it feels even, which in my opinion favors Liquid more than it does OG.
I wouldn't be too sure about that. It's an mag and a jug. Like these heroes scale very well. This jug is going to be incredibly relevant at all points of the game. Top lane, Skewer back on the Baron. They farm on control out alone, and again he may take some time to kill. But without any backup, he should.
Can he
slowly
deny himself is the question.
That he may be able to do that. We'll see here.
Let's see, he's gonna try.
See if he gets the timing.
They know that that's gonna happen. There's definitely a
Oh, he might not even die, because now there is backup. Miracle and Timberman are here, but the shield's popped and mind control will fall. Not able to get the deny off, as the Blade Fury is enough from RTW. Finishes off the kill. GH hanging around with the invis room, but the sentry was down, so OG well aware of that situation. Another sentry comes out from Notail to make sure the GH can't get on top of them. As OG, we'll see what they can make happen with that 30 seconds without the Abaddon, and top tier 2 tower will be the objective taken. Full Shadow Blade picked up for Jerax now. So the superior catch out can be ready from the Magnus. They've got to be careful with their positioning, Liquid. A solid RP could be incredibly deadly. They have so much follow-up damage with this now level 18 Juggernaut as RTW is hunting. But as GH, but Tumman, does he really want to TP into this? He is. He's going to go for this one. And it leads straight away towards RTW. RTW is hunting down for it. You have to get rid of the Wyvern, otherwise you cannot Omni-Slash because the Cold Embrace saves. And now it's towards Tumman, can't go for an Omni straight away. There's too many illusions, but now the illusions disappear. The bounces around Miracle over towards Tumman, but still not enough damage. He's having to retreat. The barrage there from Kuroki. The jump forward, but the instant Winter's Curse. Kuro making sure the RP doesn't catch Liquid off guard. As Miracle ready to turn. Metamorphosis down. They'll charge forward towards RTW. Roll forward from GH. The Manta Star from RTW in an attempt to get away from this chase of the Earth Spirit. Dodges the stun, and now the backup's here. Thompson turns. The Decrepify Blast Life Chain will suck down GH. But Kuro, again, the Cold Embrace keeps that man alive. The Seb's in trouble, pounded down by Miracle. But Thompson, Decrepify. The saves coming out from both sides, keeping everybody alive. Seb will be able to walk away.
How did only Jerix and the Winter Wyvern Kuroki die in that fight? That was super clutch.
Now we're seeing just how well these teams play around each other, the control, the ability to know when they can go back in to help one another.
And that buyback, that curse at the exact right time, it could have been so disastrous for Liquid if they actually got caught by that. That would have blown the game completely over for OG to actually take a fight and win the fight and push, probably take the entire mid-racks for that as well. They do end up being able to take Roshan. I don't think Liquid knows that this is happening, or maybe he doesn't want to.
I mean, even if they come, it's hard to contest, because at this point, except point at the end, there's no Winter's Curse. They do have RP obviously up on the Magnus, because it was, you know, Kuro would have put in play earlier, it did cancel it, but it does mean Jared has got it now if Liquid try and come towards the pit. As Roche is falling very quickly, No-Tail with his position as well, just parading in the dire jungle to make sure that any sort of notice of movement is given to him. Seb again, he's going to charge forward, he's found a lasso onto the Viper, back up his there from Kuro, he's going to pop down the Winter's Curse. The Decrepify from Thompson, nicely done, making sure that his teammates don't hit into Seb for now for the duration of the curse. And RTW is on top of Matumbaman. The suck from Thompson kills off the Viper, Viper's gone. There's a TP out just in time as the Sprout did come down onto mind control, but he knew that there was no stun. Miracle, whilst it's happening, pushing up top lane, making most of the space, trying to keep the pressure on. So despite getting the Roshan, it's a little harder for OG to push up on the top lane, but they don't care. Mid lane creeps are moving up towards the base. They're ready to try and go towards the high ground. RP's still ready, and no Matsu for 30 seconds. The racks are exposed, and they'll start to push in. Kuro's not got a Winter's Curse now for this hold. It's going to be hard for Liquid.
Maybe forcing out a buy like 20 seconds. Nature's Prophet did just die to Miracle, so I'm not sure if they want to continue going for this.
Disarm.
10 seconds.
He's going to go for a bit of a blast, just doing everything they can, but RTW knows he can stand on the front line. Does get kicked back for now, but he moves back in with the Blade Fury. Monkey Control is going to be forced to have the borrowed time pop. They're leading out to RTW, will try for the man to dodge, still gets hit by the stun, and now Viper's back in the game. Get Max, get out. Stones are starting to get blasted down. Joke's getting pretty low. It's the blast on the he's going to be kept alive by the Sender. Miracle will keep him safe. Kuro as well. The Cold Embrace means the Matumbaman will be fine. As now OG backing off out of the base. RTW still has that Aegis to rely on.
That was almost a disaster. He sundered, but at the same time Omni-Slash went on him. That could have been so much worse.
Yeah, had the Manta just in time to be able to diffuse some of the damage and get some of the bounces to go elsewhere other than the main hero.
The brotherly love coming out between Miracle and Matu there.
Yeah, it's almost killed both.
Live or die together by the blade.
Ride or die.
Oh, still a 6k lead for OG. As they got the most done with that Aegis, and they still have it.
Well, yeah.
As RTW, I think, you know, the last time we sort of saw OG, what was it, at the minor, it looked a little shaky, but it has, with all things, takes a bit of time, and we're seeing already in these first two series, RTW's really warmed to the team, and it's working out. He's playing very well.
It's actually a difference.
Yeah.
But it's a bit different about the way the whole team plays. It's not only him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's how they've adapted to him.
It's not only him.
They're letting him play his game, they're trusting in their carry. But still, it's not going to make things easy. It's Liquid. This is a tough matchup for OG. It's bottom lane. They get the grab onto Miracle, starting to drag him with the lasso up the high ground. The leatherboard has been dropped down. OG's going to lead forward. Looking to focus onto the Terrorblade. RTW turns towards mind control. The quick blast doesn't kill him before he gets the borrowed time out. The borrowed time's there. Miracle turns with the Sunder, looking to beat into RTW. RTW does not have the RP up. Jarix will skewer Miracle away in an attempt to keep his Juggernaut safe. RTW has to be careful. Still 30 seconds before his ultimate's back up and he's lost Jerax. Thompson down as well. Will by back. GH is there with the chasing and get a further catch. He's going to get the slow down across, trying to find Thompson, but he won't get the connection. RTW moving back into the blaze, getting 9 stars punch as well. Still 20 seconds without the Omni Slash, so he's going to fall. Should get a chance to use it with the second life of the Aegis of Liquid. Can't kill him quick enough. Matuma Man still standing on the front trying to beat into him. But Seb's there with the chase down. As the sticky napalm begins to stack up, Matthew goes for a Viper Strike onto Seb. But ILTW should have the damage. He'll get the Midas off.
Value Midas. At least that's something. And Turblade also survives. So time after time, they just sack this Viper. They just sack Matu.
Yeah.
In these situations, he's always the sacrificial lamb. It feels bad, man.
You know what you mentioned earlier about having to play around or playing around different targets and stuff? That is something that OG was one of the teams that excelled at when Miracle was still on the side of OG. So they learned from that, and they know how to do that very well.
And we've got full butterfly now for Miracle. MKB though, the counter there, the perfect timing for RTW. He has it done.
It's perfect for him. For Turblade, not really. You want to be ahead. You want to be one step ahead of that item. You want to get it, then maybe get a team fight or two. But sadly, that MKB is already completed, and it's gonna hurt that next time.
As this jug is stacked, thanks to the power of the Empower. Jerax, the support Magnus. Seeing why it can work absolutely in the support position. He doesn't need the farm priority when he can just get the farming power from that support.
He doesn't have the ace anymore. Do you still want to push this? Oh, what is Dota doing on the other side of the barracks?
Oh, he is in Hotel. He's getting the ward down behind them, so they have fantastic vision for these future attempts to push in. Having that ward there makes it that easier to see how far back they're sitting, because they're going to be aware of the RP potential. So they are going to be underneath that ward most of the time, Liquid, when those bottom lane pushes come through.
And he can snipe the courier now that they're out, and he might be able to do that. They do know that Miracle is here as well. Well, they did. They pinged it out.
Jerax. So want to try and go for the catch.
They go for the
catch. Winter's Curse is actually going to come out for Kurz. Only onto Thompson holding him back. So now, with the Winter's Curse gone, it's easier for Jerax to try and find a good RP for the team now.
Still the Cold Embrace to be worried about.
They've got good magical burst. Mind control will be saved. All the time has been proc though. But the mid-range racks is cleaned up by OG. No-Tail starting to put a bit of the rat push, split push pressure onto the tier 3 tower bottom, but Matu and Mind Control are there to clean it up.
You know what's crazy actually, because they got the mid-racks as the first one. That is normally the toughest one to take, and now they've got this major profit that can split push. Like even if they weren't able to push high ground here, which they are.
RTW. He's just charging in. He knows that he's strong.
Doesn't care about split push.
He does not.
Take your whole base.
Yeah, they just go high ground, but later on they could fall back on that if they need to. At the moment it doesn't feel like they need to though. The pressure is ever ongoing.
Up top, they have found the Prophet. No-Tail will dodge out the roll, and that is not going to get him out. They'll catch the Prophet. No-Tail's on the 70. Now at that point, they can maybe see if they can get a bit of a fight started, knowing that there's a member less on OG, and indeed OG already backing off. They know that Liquid's got the numbers. They're popping the smoke to get in and close onto ILTW. ILTW does have an Omni available. The Metamorphosis is coming out from Miracle. ILTW being started. Pops them at the other side. For the ancient. It's not going to do any damage at all to them after Liquid. He has the Blade Fury TP to get himself out of there. They've got they can hold him back, but he's still got teammates around. Seb's there as well as Jerax. Jerax leading in the RP. Knocks down Miracle. They're trying to get RTW in for the damage, but he's already dead. They've lost the jug. Liquid now turning towards Jerax. He's out with the Shadow Blade. That doesn't look like they have detection. So Jerax will be able to sneak out of there with the Invis. But ILTW is down. They get the big kill, and they put a stop to OG pushing any further.
That curse being up again, I did not expect that. It didn't look like OG was expecting that either. That is a lot shorter than, well, that felt a lot shorter than it was. Or than it is. Great fight from Liquid. They defend their base. They didn't lose anything extra other than that mid-Rex, which was kind of already lost anyway. And they get the main prize, killing off ILTW. The only thing that Liquid needs to do is buy time in this game. And they are doing exactly that. In these fights, one mistake could cost them the whole game. But they're holding, and they're holding on quite nicely.
So, hey, what do you reckon about this lizard? He's got the Aghanim Viper. Not a lot. Aghanim Viper.
Yeah, you can. It's not something that we see very often.
No, not at all.
But he's gonna be able to dish out multiple ultimates onto that Jug, honestly, because you don't really care about anyone else, do you? As long as you can, keep him controlled and slow down, then that Terrorblade can just kill him from distance.
Yeah. And you just sort of have that extra sort of magical damage fire against these saves, like the Decrepify means that no longer the Decrepify is that reliable. The people are still going to take a lot of damage. I imagine he did take the plus 100 Viper attack DPS on the Viper.
Most likely, if you went for that,
get in the axe,
right? Yeah. But it's very interesting though to go for that. Yeah. It's not an item that we see on Viper very often. But if there is a player that knows what correct builds on Viper, that's definitely matter for every single match.
I like it. It's good against that Jug. You can constantly slow him, even through
the Blade Fury and the Decrepify, two things that you would normally see as big saves against the Viper, and now more redundant because you have more ways to and more frequency of being able to throw stuff out against them.
Yeah, you don't have a 4-staff in
Did he just dag and a creep?
one though, or
he did.
any mobility. Yeah, he did. In situations like that one.
We won't judge.
It's all about positioning in this game though, honestly. The way Seb is playing and the way Jerax is playing is just marvelous. Jerax in some of these teamfights, he just cures the Terrorblade away from the Jug. Seb, he lassos, even though he knows that lasso is not gonna last for way too long. Abaddon just clears it with his shield.
And they're all on the same page.
They really are.
Like their movements are just, they make the same decisions at the same times, probably without command.
Oh, Miracle. What was that?
Double tap, you don't want to jump on it immediately, so now Miracle's going to have backup inside. Now he'll go back in set. He'll go for the lasso, but the Winter's Curse is going to back away, and with the Sun, the Miracle's back up to full. RTW goes to the Omni Slash, but the Crimson Guard out. There's just no damage, it seems. Liquid are going to be pretty fun to keep the fight going. RTW had to put the Blade Fury in an attempt to get out, but the body blocks there from GH, with the slow from the Skadi through that magic immunity. RTW will fall.
Did Seb see something we didn't? Why did he blink?
No, he double tapped his blink, which blinks you back to the fountain, towards your base. He misclicked.
I guess.
That was 100%
I thought that maybe
misclick.
he saw Abaddon or someone like that. But yeah, when a Terrorblade is in front of you like that, you go for him.
Oops.
Oh. He did blink out afterwards from the Winter's Curse, which was really nice.
Do they have any damage? With the Flamebreak and the Firefly, Kuro's falling pretty low, and the Shockwave will finish him off. Can they poke around with Miracle? They're going to try and chase him, but Matty's there to wrap around. Viper strike down onto Seb. Seb being focused, gets himself out of range of the poison out of the Brave. Jarek now turned upon it. Miracle Sunders back up to full, taking Jarek's life.
Not yet.
No, he's still fine.
You're right, Jarek.
He was decrepifed. He survived because of Pagna.
Yeah.
That was marvelously positioned on that high ground there.
Yeah.
And Matty.
Teleport him to base.
I'm going to tell, of course, whilst this is all going on, just consistently going for the split push pressure, making sure that even if a fight is bad, the momentum is going to be up against Liquid.
Yeah, those range tracks eventually will fall. We see the drawings on the minimap.
I mean, you really do not care too much. This is something that you have to deal with. You're playing versus a Prophet. You have to accept it here, honestly. It's a position 5 Prophet. You can't really invest way too much into stopping him from doing his Prophet things. After all, you have this Terrorblade. If you finish the Daedalus, like, you're gonna take a full side in a matter of seconds if you have a proper team fight on their side of the map.
What is Juggernaut building?
Nullify.
Nullify, yeah.
He's got a cue up.
It's not. Yeah, it's not a rapier. Don't worry.
It's the Roche they go. It's still no BKB. Liquids are at. I don't need a BKB.
Yeah, you don't want to wait here. Even if he gets that BKB, you're still a Viper strike.
If he gets BKB, he's never going to kill this Terrorblade.
Mind control getting very low here.
What's that? Yeah. I mean, that's Miracle with a Daedalus feeling. Punch him very hard here. He's just going to be on his touch out, but he's going to kill anyone during it. He might get two. But the breakthrough will keep him safe at this point as the right clicks are just too much from Miracle. But will be a buyback as they're looking to get themselves back towards the pit. Miracle just punching so hard with this Daedalus, just killing off the entirety of OG.
3 buybacks on the side of Liquid, 3 buybacks on the side of OG. This Roshan means the world to these teams right now.
And they've found another outside of the pit. OG, they're throwing everything into this. They need to do something about Miracle, but I think it's too late.
Are we going to see a Rampage?
I think we certainly are. Nonetale's gone. Miracle with this Daedalus just turning up and shredding the entire team of OG.
They have Shadow Blade, they have RP.
They have to go for...
Oh, he tried. He's got a couple. He's jumping up in the air. They can't kill him. They've got to run. They've got to get away.
There's no buyback.
He's dead. He's going to get solo put the Mantis Star, but indeed, that's going to be another kill. A Miracle.
That's game. They have a Terrorblade. Surely that's game. Can they defend? Can they hold?
I mean,
They've still got tier 2s, man.
They don't have creeps nearby.
They have double pushing in.
Yeah, you don't have travels though. So you're gonna settle with Aegis and then you're gonna try to push.
Okay.
As you can see, Seb is instantly going to push it.
I mean, OG will have another chance to get, but they have this huge issue now with the Terrorblade.
4
head?
4 head.
4 head.
He wanted to try to do the Roche timing.
It's
40 minutes something.
40 minutes something.
So like,
just right
we'll tap the roast time. Oh shit, I'm tapping in all
That's Matu coming in.
Oh,
Seb.
Oh no, he's fine.
Sir.
He's beefy. And JRX desperately pushing back out that middle lane, but as we see, they have to find some way.
That would be a nice career to get.
I love how JRX is just trying to buy time. Seb tried to do the same on bottom, but Matu just stopped him. Oh, with that blink, the creeps aren't going to follow him though.
Mid lane.
Oh, if he doesn't have meta, that's the only thing stopping them from pushing right now.
They have to kill this Terrorblade, but it's so hard. It's almost impossible. If they don't kill him,
how do they control him? They have lasso and
this guy that was just clicked on, Abaddon, you have to control him somehow.
Yeah.
If you manage to control him, perhaps then you can control the TB. The whole reason why they lost that fight is because Seth went into next to the Terrorblade because he thought Abaddon is dead. But Abaddon survives, heals up the Terrorblade, uses the shield on him, and suddenly Seb is dead because he's useless. He cannot use the lasso. So I completely understand. He got so baited there, and he had no buyback. If Abaddon died next to the Roche pit, Terrorblade dies as well.
Top lane is being pushed out also by Thompson. Or Thompson. No. That was just me being...
And by the Prophet, Notos just keeps going for the pushes, keeping the split push pressure on. As long as they can keep Liquid away from the high ground, they can keep this game going. Maybe get to a point where, I mean, at this point, ILTW, he's like his next item to really make the gaps. Did he get the number 5 finished on the jug?
I suppose
he did not.
He bought back. He died back, basically.
Yeah, you're right. He's lost a lot of money.
Back to the butterfly.
Yeah, I mean,
he needs something.
I mean, at this point, I think maybe just get it. They need some damage, a lot of damage to kill Miracle. He's got to make sure these Omni Slash, if people die, because you're seeing at the moment RTW goes in with an Omni Slash, then he has to Blade Free to back out. The Blade Free, of course, doesn't save him because there's a metamorphosized Terrorblade punching him for 1k each damage.
Really help with that? That's the question now. Yeah, he's gonna miss a couple of those attacks, but
you're still gonna get pummeled by this Terrorblade. You have to. They've got to kill this Terrorblade somehow.
I'd agree with you. I think damage is necessary. He needs to hit.
You gotta go all in.
Can they get like something like a halberd on the Prophet or something to make sure that he can't attack?
I mean, yeah, you have the Crepify, maybe a halberd would be good. You have the Solar Crest as well that hasn't really helped way too much, but...
They need something, because at this point Miracle is
they need a
terrifying.
They don't have
so, I mean, this is going to happen with the way that he's pushing out lanes, so, not sort of the biggest of losses. I mean, it does make...
though, it is a big...
Because now they don't have to worry about any split pressure.
It's a position fact that... Oh, alright. Seb.
They do also have Seb working on these lanes.
Yeah, did they save that one creep wave though? Do they have it?
I think they do. They've got it with them in the tier 2. Yeah, they've got the creeps with them in the tier 2.
They have to save that creep wave. If they can manage to do that, they can push.
Yeah.
Are they gonna push? No? Alright. They're still very careful.
Yeah.
I guess like pushing versus RP and versus Lasso is still difficult even if you have so many saves.
One good RP and Omni Slash could end it all. And the push.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard because of the fact they have this fantastic lineup to counter RPs.
Yeah.
But with the Abaddon and the Wyvern, it's just so hard for a good RP to do anything, as game-changing as you need to. He's now dead for 90 seconds with that buyback, JRX.
Yeah, that Wyvern was just a genius pick.
Yeah. I mean, we see Kuro's had some clutch plays this game. Oh, run away! Nice block off there of Miracle, but GH will still be able to proceed. Have the Yule Scepter. Oh no, we dodged the stun though. No, we're on to TP out. Nothing else to hold him back.
Alright. I wonder why he rolled there. Like, he could have waited for the port to happen first. I think what he was thinking, maybe he doesn't have a port, he's gonna try to use his skill instead of the item. And then you can silence him, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. That I expected him to die there. We're gonna see a hex on Viper Zone too.
I mean, Natsu knows if they hex RTW, it's pretty much over. Like,
the refresher on Winter Wyvern is huge too. No tail.
He's keeping the game going.
Yeah.
He's keeping it going. They get the grab, instantly countered with the curse.
Matsu's still taking a lot of damage though.
He's able to keep the distance, turn around with the Viper strike. That spell life still going to start healing him back up on the Viper.
Seb.
And Seb.
Okay, neck trap.
Oh, RTW, he'll get the Wyvern at least.
That's a...
He has to TP back out of this one, and he will do so. Nothing, obviously, other than the Winter's Curse to cancel the Blade Fury TP.
Seb bought back for that though. Can they, do they have to get something in return? Like...
I mean, yeah, he bought back, he misread the situation, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe thought the Liquid were going to still continue to try and fight on, but Liquid instantly backing off after they've lost Kuroki. You don't want to risk taking a fight into an RP without your Wyvern.
I guess OG does want to try and take a fight now.
Yeah, because
they're going to look for it.
Liquid went back because he bought back, right? If he didn't buy back, maybe they wouldn't go back.
No. Well, DD here, give that to RTW. I mean, now they've got damage. They've got serious. If they can get an RP onto the tailbone, they will get a grab. They're finding the Air Spirit.
Has yours. Matsu is there. Oh, BKB.
And GH is out.
Alright.
That's a 22k lead.
Well, I mean, not the biggest spell in this game, considering there's so many things.
But it's one of the few things that you can have to lock people down. They don't have too much disable. But yeah, they have an RP and a lasso. That's it.
Usually, that's more than enough.
Sure.
You're playing versus Wyvern Abaddon. That's very difficult.
You kind of want more.
Another Toxin Silence.
That's super good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Oh, the Radiance coming out. Radiance Abaddon. You already have the MKB on the Juggernaut, of course.
I mean, because the big thing as well with that is, if say you get caught in an RP, but then the Abaddon's going to save you. If you get that Never Toxin Silence down on sort of the RP'd area,
it does not matter.
Yeah, you can't Omni Slash.
You can Manta, but you're not going to be able
it's really hard to get the slash.
Unless you BKB.
But then you're not going to have that. I mean, maybe he does get a late game BKB RTW, but it's unlikely to change the situation.
Yeah.
Sure, then he gets an Omni Slash off, but he's still not going to kill anyone. Yeah, he has to get damage with these slots.
Yeah. He's going for it.
He is going for it.
I mean, it's...
He keeps changing his mind because he does not have butterfly yet.
Like,
he just has a talisman.
Yeah, talisman of evasion.
As there's no MKB, I suppose.
And he has a talisman of evasion instead of his boots.
He has travels, though, no? He doesn't.
Did he? I don't think so.
Oh, he showed him buying travels earlier.
Seb Seb has no buyback. He just uses buyback. That's what he's committing for that.
The Hex and the Viper strike.
They're so deep.
Oh, GH just gets bursted. He gets the BKB out in time. He's still alive. They've actually found as well Jarek's out of the base. Jarek's does have buyback though.
Yeah. GH gets healed up.
And they're ready to push. Miracle's popped the meta. He's gonna go. Surely they want to try and go home.
10k gold.
10k gold?
Come on, huh?
Show off.
Buy his MKB at least.
Has a shard, by the way, as well.
He's got a lot of money, Miracle.
I mean, he can buy a shard. He can buy MKB at least, sound.
Yeah.
Committing to it.
Maybe he wants Rapier. He wants to style.
Maybe it's the debate from Jug holding that talisman. He buys MKB to buy something else.
Maybe. They're 24k gold.
Ahead,
10k of that is sitting in Liquid's inventory.
Now he's balling. Back to basic, guys. But yeah, so you say if he does get this BKB, I don't think it's going to make the situation any better for OG.
No, I don't see it. I mean, versus that Nether Toxin, I suppose you need it now. You're going to die without it.
Yeah,
but even if you buy it, like, how does that change the fact that you don't have the damage?
I mean, surely then you'd rather rely on someone else on your team to get a 4-star or something, you know, rather than you having to expend a slot for an item that doesn't really change much. Or also maybe a clutch player come up with a BKB and with a perfect sort of RP and the Empower, they can still kill everyone. But
the shield talent. It's pretty big.
I mean, it's
Some more difficulty for them.
Yeah. How much help did that block in total now? It's like 400, 500. It's a huge one. E-blade.
Played on that.
All right.
So some more saves versus that damage from Terrorblade once he locks on onto the target.
Roche is gonna be up again soon.
Oh, Thompson, why? Oh, what? Ho, ho, ho.
All right.
Oh, he just got in and Miracle was not expecting that one.
All right.
He was not expecting that one. What's his curse?
Omni-Flash, that's a cheat.
Oh!
That's another
Now to try to buyback. See, GH is going to get back in on this one. They're going to put the reflect. The second Winter's Curse that doesn't do much apart from just hold down the bat. The blast is there from Thompson, but Timmerman's falling low and he has to retreat. He's trying to get out of here. As they're running back, but the E-Blade from Seb slows down the fight, but they drag her back in. Cold embrace by some time for Timmerman. On the side of it all, Miracle's ready to go back. He's pulled back. They're looking to fight into this one Liquid. They'll take down Thompson.
I mean, you force the TB to buyback.
They forced 2 buybacks.
He has plenty of gold, but doesn't
That's
matter.
not about gold. If you kill him once again like that, that's game.
You really think they can be killing him again like that?
He just got solo killed. They can't happen. Thompson just walked up and blasted him. If that happens now, it could be game over for
That
Liquid.
happens now, he's gonna have an Aegis because Roshan is up, and I think they're gonna make a beeline for. Actually,
Rush, though, while you're being split first, so it's a problem. You have to deal with this.
they're going mid though.
Oh, all right.
They know there's no RP.
Yeah, but
They're
gonna force Thompson to buy back.
this is so dangerous.
Meta?
Don't take ages for it.
I think they just feel confident with that, with knowing there's no RP, no Omni Slash.
I guess, yeah.
So without those two, they know it's very hard for them to really kill Miracle. And they're going to at least get the mid-racks, maybe mid-racks and rush. We'll see how safe Liquid want to play it.
I mean, you didn't need that the last time you killed him, but you just need this Thompson to buy back and then...
Yeah, but even that,
Okay, so now maybe there'll be a little, we'll see how safe Liquid play.
There's E-Blade. E-Blade into Dagon, the crab fight. It's like taking down that New Year's boss.
Yeah, the year beast.
The year beast, yeah.
Top lane.
They're making the combo to take down the year beast, basically.
I know. That's what you got to do this game against this.
There's
40k net worth.
Alright, so double zap.
Double zap.
Double zap.
Give it a clap.
Roche is up.
I'll see. So Thompson, sorry, RTW has the BKB. So we'll see if that does allow him to get that clutch Omni Slash off, as you say, against another Toxin Silence. And despite the fact he doesn't have sort of the bottom line, he'll still have enough damage. Winter's Curse is up. Liquid do have ways to fight around the pit, but they do have to be careful with Miracle. Can't afford to let him go down without buyback. The spell comes out from no chance, trying to separate and drop forward. There's the first curse down, it's only going to hold down one. And RTW is still in the pit, leaning on to Roach. Rolling from GH, still trying to jump it in time. Look at this control of onto the Juggernaut. Just getting close to low, but GH is definitely able to be getting the RTW. Johnny says, yeah, but the W wants to. He's going to be able to kill them all. They bounce over the Miracle. Controllers won't follow him on. RTW, BKB and Blade Fury, he looks to retreat. He used them both at the same time here in a bit of a panic as it seems. Miracle Sunday back up to health with the help of Kuro sacrificing his own life. The stages. And GH is down, and the RP! Miracle! He dragged back! Another Thunder! On to Jared! Miracle's back up to full turn towards RTW. Oh no, he got down. Fury trying to retreat. Miracle is underneath Seb with the Firefly. The Daedalus hit's not enough to kill off Seb. Sprout comes out from No-Tail, holding Miracle back. Thompson's around, hiding in that pit. Gets the blink off. Buyback's there from RTW. Buyback as well from Matumberman. RTW heading back toward the pit set, gets Hex. Matumberman with the Viper strike down upon him. Another Toxin Silence as well. RTW trying to lead in onto Matumberman. No-Tail TP's in. Wrap around from Mind Control and Miracle as they're ready to get on top of No-Tail with the reflection. They look towards the Prophet. No-Tail cannot escape. As No-Tail is down, he has got buyback.
That Abaddon taking that Aegis is the biggest thing ever. That is what saved that entire fight.
Honestly, mechanically and strategically, this is one of the best games I've ever written so far. It's so good it broke my microphone.
Twice.
Twice.
They're ready to push into the base. There's no Magnus for 50 seconds.
Scanning for enemies.
Well, the Mag, OG, Suffer with ways to get in. A lot of this is on Thompson to just blow some fools up.
They're gonna have to give
the
up
curse.
these lanes.
It's gonna hold the two of them down, making space for them to finish off the ranks, and Miracle's ready to step forward with the metamorphosis. The Hex is out onto Thompson. There's probably no telling if TI7 will not be effective as Thompson's down for 2 minutes. ILTW dead as well, both without buyback. They do manage to drag mind control in underneath the fountain, but he's in a bad end. He has borrowed time. He also has the cheese. He's also got a cold embrace from his pal Kuroki, as he knows he can just head in. He can just start toying with them in the fountain as Miracle hits the base. Going for the game. GG is called, and Liquid will take game 1.
What a game.
What a game.
What a game. Seriously, this game is...
That was a good performance from both teams. I mean, we sort of saw there, I felt like the start with RTW, you know, he got this fantastic beginning, but it certainly got to the point where you could sort of see that the struggle was there. There was that fight around the pit. Miracle gets a rampage, and then on the jug, it's like, well, what does he build? What does he do? How can he get to a point where he's able to stand toe-to-toe to Terrorblade?
It felt like Jug had an amazing start,
yeah,
but he was still playing with, like, versus a draft that's much, well, not much superior, but superior in a way that...
In late game, yeah.
Yeah, that Winter Wyvern was just a genius pick.
Yeah, the Wyvern and the Abaddon
the Wyvern
just ruined like, a lot of the strengths of OGs.
Like 2 heroes that are completely out of the meta. You don't see them, but they get picked and they ruin everything that Radiant had, so...
Miracle had so many people that could actually save him, and then ILTW... kind of didn't. Yeah, he was a one-man army.
He just,
5 seconds left. It's Dyer's band now. It's Radiant's band now.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Welcome back. We cannot wait to watch the second game of Liquid versus OG, and I'm assuming you guys are feeling the same because that first game was amazing.
And neither can Cinderin, because he didn't win his first game, so he's having to wait, so he's probably watching the stream. Hi, Sin! Anyway.
This is Lizard, this is ODPixel, I'm Sheever, and we are ready for game 2. Radiant is going for OG, OG is going for Radiant rather, and we are about to enter the draft. Now, to be fair... Was the draft the problem?
Partly.
Yeah,
was definitely on Liquid side.
Yeah, I think Liquid, as we praised, you know, the
magnificent draft, the reaction.
The reaction to it,
draft. Complete reaction to OG's draft, and
it's because I mean, when you're Liquid and you open with 3 bans and you're not banning the Magnus, you know that OG's going to pick the Magnus, so you've got a strat and plan, and Liquid did exactly that. Now the question is, obviously they left it in again. Do OG try and play the Magnus lineup again, where we've obviously seen Liquid? They have a plan if you want to do Magnus. So do you do it again, or do we see OG try something different? Maybe something a little more unique and it's try and catch Liquid off guard the same way they caught Alliance off guard in the first series with the first game where they did something different.
They did ban out Nature's Prophet this time.
If you do go for that Magnus, I think you have to ban out something like
Wyvern. Yeah,
Wyvern.
The Wyvern was just so good.
Problem, you're banning out Wyvern.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be hard. That's the thing with these two teams. It's always going to be very difficult to stop them getting good drafts. Like both of these teams are going to get smash drafts. And ET, beautiful start off for Mr. GH. Okay, right. We'll see which.
Offlane, ET. I mean, it's going to be position 4, but most likely it's going to be offlane. It doesn't have to be, though. These teams are like just.
So OG now having the chance to get this combo. They've got this second and third pick overall, and it's going to be an edge.
Ooh, new.
Can you dispel Elder Titan's stack?
Nah, I
can't. Can you?
Is that dispellable? Maybe, I mean, because you don't see many heroes with early game offensive purges and like
it's a strong
ancient.
Dispel on Edge, so
yeah. Is it dispellable? The damage? I think it. Maybe we'll see.
Twitch chat, we know
we'll
that.
test it. We know the answers.
We'll tell you in game what our answer is.
When it actually happens and we see it, we'll tell it then. Not because that's when we're going to find out, but because that's when we're going to tell you if you can dispel that.
I mean, I'm basically asking this because Enchantress came back into the meta basically because of that strong dispel.
Yeah.
You have Enchantress that counters Darkseer, and I don't see why it shouldn't counter Elder.
I mean, is it that stressful? When you see an Ench in the first 2, you just can't consider Darkseer at all, you think, if you're Liquid?
I mean, you can consider it, but it's difficult. It's like playing versus Oracle.
Yeah.
So it's not... I don't think it's as strong as Oracle of a counter, but the hero does better, maybe.
Yeah.
Overall.
No, we've seen some good success. I mean, teams like Na'Vi loves it. Navi's very good at playing the Enchantress. And they definitely seem to have touched upon something because it was forcing teams to change the drafts around it. And as we're seeing with this first pick, OG as well, recognizing that Ench can very much be playable now with the shades.
I mean, Doom, a few patches ago used to be a counter to Ench, but that Ench that would take creeps and rotate around, you would basically follow her, eat her creeps.
Yep.
But right now, Doom is more like a hero on for himself, you know, on himself.
It's just a soft laner that gets insanely farmed.
Yeah, one of those heroes that utilizes that farm really well, gets those utility items as soon as possible, the Vlads, the Crimsons, what you really need.
Yeah. And as we say, interesting note, so this is a game where Magnus was left in and OG do not get it in the first two, and I think that maybe we'll still see them pick it later on if they feel like Liquid don't have space in their draft to sort of pick these Wyverns and Abaddons. But we'll see how they do decide to.
They do ban out the PA.
They ban out the PA indeed.
Which is surprising because normally the PA is only in combination with Magnus.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I guess by banning the PA. Yeah, no, why they would sort of ban that when the Magnus is still there, because. Well, we'll see. I mean, Liquid, I think, you know, at the end of the day, they're feeling confident after that game one. They know that as long as they sort of get rid of these RNG heroes, a PA and a sort of a stray crit can mean the difference between a win and a loss. And they don't want to risk OG having their hands on it. So, next up, here we go. The ban on Grimstroke. You've seen the Doom Grimstroke, as we've seen from teams already today, can be a deadly combo.
By the way, look at this.
Oh, I can hear you now!
You can hear me?
Yeah, this is awesome.
You couldn't hear me before.
No, because if I could, now I can tell you that Tiny is supposed to be on the board.
I feel so special now with this new microphone, but I have to hold the microphone.
It looks like karaoke.
I feel like... No, but did you watch Super Bowl yesterday?
Yes,
I mean,
a little bit.
I didn't.
NA Sport, no.
You were sitting next to me when we were watching...
we were playing Party together,
yeah,
we weren't watching it. Alright, Tiny is on Radiant, most likely gonna be that... Well, why did you put Ench offlane? I mean, it can be, sure, but then we'll put Tiny here and we'll figure it out. I feel so official with this microphone.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, you're doing some sort of presentation.
Or something. It's a presentation, yeah. So, we're gonna see this Tiny here on the safe lane and Enchantress with the offlane, most likely, but
everybody
not necessarily.
in the Super Bowl, every panel had that.
That's what I wanted to say. Every
they
panel
were wired microphones, though. They couldn't even leave.
Well, we can't afford...
double the microphone, by the way, look.
Look at that. For stereo.
Fancy.
Hi, chat.
Let's see.
Alright, we got Grimstroke banned, Razor banned. Some cores removed. I'm surprised Terrorblade's still in the pool. I mean, just in case, that was a scary miracle Terrorblade.
TB could definitely be a temptation for Liquid again.
I like that Grimstroke ban because of the Doom.
Yeah, it's so strong.
You can't really risk to have a double Doom on their side, so the Grimstroke makes a lot of sense to be banned out. The Razor ban, though, however, Team Liquid, they want Viper again, or they're baiting out that they want Viper? Because they banned out the Razor the last game, and they instantly got that Viper. It's basically, there aren't many counters to the Viper. Is there anything that counters the Viper?
So who are you thinking of banning out if you're OG? Like, what's the thought process? They're taking their time. Oh, they go for the Tinker.
I mean, Liquid's played it already once today, and Tinker out of Titan can be incredibly obnoxious.
Yeah.
With that boost to the magic damage, with the resistance being taken down by natural order. And it just blows up an Ench.
Yeah.
These sort of squishy heroes that just don't stand a chance against a late game Tinker. You can very easily get deleted off the map.
There's Titan as well with the natural order. He gives vision as well, there's that. It's a problem.
Yeah, that means that it is time for OG to pick. And again, Liquid has not used any of their bonus time. OG only has 30 seconds left there, and they go for the troll in the end.
I mean, you go with the troll. You didn't ban Terrorblade, you go for the troll. And now there's an option for you to get that Magnus as well.
I was going to say, it is without the Magnus, so I wonder if they... I mean, surely...
It's banned.
Surely you want the Magnus with it. I guess you know that Liquid are very unlikely to pick the Magnus, so they probably are going to be able to have the opportunity to pick it up for OG. But then Liquid, do they see that troll? They can already start maybe preparing in their mind for ways of dealing with that Magnus again. They could absolutely still slot in a Winter Wyvern, for instance, into this draft?
They can. They opened out their position 5. Their position 5 is still not picked.
Yeah.
Liquid can definitely get the Wyvern if you go for a Magnus with the Troll.
I guess, you know, obviously OG with the Ench opening and the Tiny, the Cold Embrace, you're still going to have pure damage, magical to kill people through it, but that's the thing, it's going to take a while to really be that effective, as you do assume that the Ench and probably the Tiny are the 2 supports rather than the cores here on OG. But we'll see what Liquid do. Witch Doctor.
Alright, a hero that we haven't really seen in Europe played a lot, not even in CIS has it been played a lot, but in SEA, right?
Yeah,
like
we saw it a couple times, but only in
SEA, yeah.
SEA, yeah.
And Witch Doctor is definitely alright, because basically what they did to Witch Doctor is they nerfed him completely, they made his Maledict 50 seconds cooldown, and then they reverted back to like, hang on,
that was
we
a
don't
little
want to do that, yeah. That was a mistake, let's revert it back, and let's make it even better. So Witch Doctor is definitely alright. He also used to be a counter to the Ench pick. So yeah, this is a draft like from Team Liquid, Doom and Witch Doctor. It's basically how you would completely destroy Enchantress in the laning stage. You have Doom on one side, he can devour the creep. You have Witch Doctor on the other with the cask. And no, alright.
Darkseer, so no Magnus. No Magnus so far today, and with that Darkseer pick, very unlikely to see a Magnus fit in anywhere. So they're going to try the Troll without the Magnus, and by decision. They feel that, you know, Liquid could deal with a Magnus that well. They don't want to go for it again. It's just interesting to see. Most other teams around the world would not pass up a chance to have the Magnus with the Troll. But OG will. OG will. So Liquid, question is, do they want to still consider just taking the Terrorblade again? It is very good, it's perfect with the Witch Doctor 2. Metamorphosis and Maledict can be some very easy kills early on. But we'll see. I just feel it's going to be like, they don't have Magnus, but they're picking Troll, so... I
mean, the hero is still alright. You can go for Battle Fury, why not? Like, it's an option. My question is, like, how do you respond as Liquid? Lifestealer. I mean, not really the perfect response to a Troll, honestly. Is it? Like,
I mean, I guess with sort of the build that Matthew goes with the Radiant solo quest, it's quite nice. You know, that at least it works. But as you say, it's not something that you would normally assume that the Troll is going to have strengths against the Lifestealer.
And he does have strength, so overall that OG third pick Troll is actually fantastic. Honestly, it's next level drafts from these two teams. I love it. Because you're denying them the opportunity to pick TB, right? It's not really great. And what's left? Jug? Like, Jug isn't great. You only slash the Troll, he just pops his ulti as well and turns on you. And the Lifestealer, these heroes that are in the meta do not necessarily do very well versus Troll, and they force them into a Lifestealer pick. Very well played so far by OG. There's a Pugna ban.
OG is going to have the last pick for, I'm assuming for Thompson, unless there's going to be some swaps there around. What type of mids do we need? Like...
10 seconds.
They need a Thompson mid.
I mean,
that's about it. Just pick one of his heroes and let him lose.
Like, so what are the big ones left for him?
Well, there's Monkey, right?
Monkey is still there. Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Can we even talk about Invoker? Is that still a thing? Invoker mid
against the Lifestealer, and it's hard, isn't it?
I mean, overall, I'm just naming his heroes. That's all.
Thinking what Thompson likes to roll with.
Zeus, but there's a Lifestealer.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you're looking at this Lifestealer.
Just in case they are thinking about picking.
Yeah. They want to just have all their options open.
That's it. And interesting to see both of these teams ignore the OD. You know, there's OD is there.
OD would actually be so good for Liquid as well. You use that Astral on Troll when he goes ham. You just wait for him to calm down and then you. You
know what could be really good for Liquid? What about the Puck?
I mean, now that you talk about OD, Puck makes more sense as well. For Liquid as well, Puck would allow Lifestealer. Shadow. All right.
Okay, they're going to try this SF. We've seen very mixed results from this hero.
But there's a couple typical Shadow Scene counters still in the pool, though. Like, you can pick TA.
Yeah, I think OG... Well, Thompson TA is not something he really does.
I mean, surely he can play TA. Every mid player can play TA. should be able to.
Don't feel very Thompson-y.
Sure.
Not very Thompson.
Not very
indeed.
Thompson.
Yeah,
A little too normal.
I think they're still going to go for one of his heroes, and that's it.
Maybe he's Monkey King still.
No, Monkey is banned.
Oh yeah, sorry, it was. Yeah, we're blind. That's a Thompson hero. That's a Thompson.
This is definitely a
And that
Thompson hero.
also is making that Pugna ban.
But if it is a Thompson hero,
Yeah, it is. He plays it.
no, but I'm saying if it is, you're picking a core Scarf against a Lifestealer.
You're picking a core Lifestealer versus a Shadow Fiend. The Lifestealer you have Troll to deal with. So your little guy here, Troll, deals with the Lifestealer,
Okay,
while your Shadow
messes with the
Skyrat, deals with the SF. And Skyrat should crush SF on the lane. That's how it should happen, at least. It doesn't always necessarily happen.
But surely the SF's going to get some help mid.
SF is gonna get help from the jungle camps. That's what he's gonna get help from. Just run into the jungle, farm it, just forget about mid lane, and that's Skyrat. That's about it.
Who's gonna take this one?
I mean, for me, I appreciate, as you say, Scarf's going to have strengths to the lane and such, but down the line, we're just going to see this Scarf, I'm sure, get like 2 shot by the Lifestealer. Like, I don't know if that's going to work out, so I've got to go with Liquid. I think OG might have Thompsoned themselves out of this game with that pick. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it.
Thompson
They out-Thompsoned themselves.
Yep. I mean, I agree with you to some extent, but for the sake of, I don't know, diversity and hope to see the third game, I'm going to go with OG. I just want to have full series. The first match has been so amazing. That's it.
You know what, I can... Do we want to have Owen even further ahead in closing?
Just go with Owen.
No, I'm going for OG. I'm going for OG. I was thinking OG previously. I'm thinking OG still.
OD the Prophet. He's gonna
We'll see. I mean, as I say, maybe they do something crazy. They've gone for something a little bit more of the magical OG way. Thompson Scarf, can he win a game against a safe lane Lifestealer? This Lifestealer late game is not going to give it down. Matty's going to get Radiance, Manta or something.
He has to get that Manta though.
He does have to get it. Maybe if they start and get the ball rolling really early on and Matty doesn't get his items, we are going to see him get insta-silence by the Ancient Seal and just die.
Look at that crown on his head. Overall though, Lifestealer shouldn't have too many problems versus Jerax and Sab, especially if the Tiny is around. He just feasts on him. However, at the same time, 2 Iron Shells, Tiny with the 3, like they definitely do damage you quite hard.
They do.
And one of those games as well where the dogs here, they sort of vacuum. There's not any follow-up. Avalanche, that's it, right? Vacuum into Avalanche.
Yeah, you don't really.
There's no team fight other than the dogs here.
Yeah. Stop ruining my prediction. They're gonna vacuum into enchanted creep, typhoon, tornado. They'll do something.
Yeah.
Skyrat, something. I don't know.
So the thing that sort of for me is working best for OG is the fact that Liquid have an SF, and this hero seems very hit or miss. We've seen so many times this hero get run over. So maybe that will happen this game, but we'll see. We'll see how well Liquid can run with the SF, and if indeed, as I predict, Matumbaman's going to have a pretty free game.
Matumbaman might have a free game, but that SF, he's going to need some help.
He could get punished.
Yeah, I think GH at the moment might need some help. No, he's okay. He's fine.
Chomp, going to waltz in. Chomp on a creep.
Getting slowed down there.
They're going to have another slow in 5 seconds, but they're going to let him go.
Doesn't want to miss the creep wave under the tower, LTW, chasing a kill that they might not get.
That's me wasting some regen for mind control.
We'll see how much pressure Seb can put up on this top lane, especially if these lanes stay like this. We'll see if either side do want to try and switch things around, if they're both content with the position of the lanes. As mind control, lane chase quite a lot, does at the back of a GH around.
I don't think
GH punches hard right now.
Yeah, he does, but what? Why? He has plus 39 damage. Alright, he does. I don't think you even want that creep camp if you're Enchantress. You don't want to enchant creeps. Alright, he's gonna enchant 1 creep. But I mean, you have the Elder Titan to just benefit from the stacks, and you also have Doom that's always gonna devour, so...
Seb, it's just gonna start cutting the creep wave, and I mean, that's. I don't think Matu minds too much about this. He is going to be able to hold the lane.
Unless Jerax just messes with him, because Jerax can be a hero that just moves to him and denies everything away from him, even under the tower. That tree always allows you to deny the first wave.
Bottom lane, RTW farming alright for now, 9 for 4. And of course, Mind Control, he has been sort of running around that area of the jungle, so him himself hasn't really started hitting the creeps as of yet. So,
are we expecting that Tiny to move bottom? Because right now they're 2 versus 1 top. Can they really slow down Matu? Is that really worth it?
No, he has 10 CS already, so far they haven't really been able. Mid. You can kill him.
Does he have enough? Oh no, the first one is actually bottom with no tail killing GH, but mid lane is pretty explosive as well. And top.
Does Thompson actually have any regen as well? Because he was totally out of mana.
He was out of mana. He has mango.
Has a mango, but he needs to drop everything to stay.
Get the most out of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is not great for Thompson. You say this middle lane. If you see the first few waves going this way in CS, where the SF is not just even but slightly ahead.
Yeah, slightly ahead. This isn't something.
Oh, nice. And now they're going to kill him. Rotation from Kuroki comes in. This mid lane it's already looking like a bit of an early disaster for the mid sky.
Yeah, this is a problem. When you do draft that Skyrat, you always expect him to win that lane. If he doesn't,
especially against the SF.
Yeah, but right now, that free regen, he wanted that. It stops.
Oh, yes. Yeah. You're right. I think Miracle just got some regen shipped out to himself as well, at least.
Chance was taking a beating here. GH has to be careful, actually.
Giving a creep as well.
The Whirling Axe is out.
GH died earlier as well.
Kuro is here.
Jerax is here as well.
Trying to send things around, and in fact, getting on top of Kuro, looks like they should be able to. The stun will come out for GH, but does not save Kuro. Kuro will fall. GH getting back in there with the punches onto No-Tail. Not quite enough to finish him off. Mind Control pops down another shockwave. 5 HP goes down to.
HP, yeah.
And now, with him surviving, he can turn and try and get another right click. He's popped a mango. I believe he gets another enchant off, but another shockwave.
That was so close.
They will get a kill on Mind Control as well. The tips all around. That was pretty clutch for No-Tail, but he lives.
That shockwave's range is insane, by the way, so you have to be careful. Wherever you are, it can connect. Sadly, it did not for Mind Control.
Again on that mid lane, just sort of that little presence of Kuroki TPing in, just making sure Thompson has to walk away from another wave of creeps, slowing him down. Miracle's going to be able to head top, pick up a double damage rune.
Yeah, if that lane wasn't already tough for Thompson, it's going to get even more tough now.
It's a problem. Yeah. If you want to roll a core Skyrat, you need to win that lane. If you aren't winning that lane, you're not going to pressure it so much that the Miracle has to leave to the jungle, and then you can rotate around. That's the problem. If he's not rotating, like, you have to stay mid, and you won't have any impact after the laning stage because of it. Oh, he has sticks. Yeah, Thompson can't commit here.
Yeah, Miracle's trying to outplan his
He's baiting him, yeah.
And again, let me show Thompson, he's done a bit of damage, but he's low mana.
Here we go.
He can toss him to the tower, perhaps.
It doesn't need to.
Doesn't need to. He can just toss him up and kill him.
That's a very, very important gank there. They need everything they can to sort of slow down this start that Miracle has.
He stole that top rune, gonna take another one, so at least they get the top bounties. He committed a lot into Region, the bottle and Arcane Boots. That's gonna slow his whatever he opts to go for, possibly Dominator.
And that's getting the trap onto GH and Chant as well. They are going to move RTW away from that bottom lane to try and attempt to kill onto GH. GH has the back of a Mind Control, who can go in and give a slam the blade down onto RTW if he gets a little too hairy.
Yeah, no RNG for him to net him there.
It's a lot of moving about from these supports.
Yeah, just looking to see if they can get in position to get the 6-minute rune smoke out for Kuro too. And Matu is getting space up top. That's Jax once again showing mid, making sure that Miracle is kept away from the wave so they can allow the chance for Thompson to catch back up in farm. And he is even in CS.
I gambled.
Now those last few rotations over towards the
That's a very interesting build, by the way. 3 in Concussive Shot and 3 in Arcane Vault on that Skyrat. That's a whole ton of damage that you can spam out, basically, as you can see. And it's gonna hurt so much now with 3 null talismans. No silence, though.
No silence. He is now, yeah, he's slightly ahead on net worth, so that kill made all the difference. Gotta be careful for GH.
You have to be careful if you're Miracle, by the way. You're on 50% HP. That's like 2 arcane bolts and a concussive shot.
And another worry there for OG is that Matumbaman gets his Midas 6 minutes in. This is a very quick Midas timing for him. The farm is going to be rolling in for the lifesteal of this game.
Yeah, and we know what happens when he gets that early Midas. That's Radiance even faster.
You know what else is
Manta.
rolling in? Tiny Undead. Is rolling in, coming in.
Well, they are going to try and make a bit of a go on to Miracle, and with the toss back, they should have him. They've got the magical damage from Thompson, and again, Jarek's making big moves to the mid lane, making sure that Thompson gets his game back on track, and Miracle's game is just knocked off course.
I mean, you need Thompson. You need him to just go out of control.
Yeah.
It's not only that it's strategically beneficial to you, it's how the hero works. If you don't have a lot of farm early on Skyrat, you feel like a support, basically. After the laning stage, you do nothing.
Right? You can do the same amount as a support if you don't have that head start.
Yeah, if you don't have the items and the levels, definitely.
A battle of supports here near the Dire Shrine. And Jarek's just moving back. Nobody dies.
He's got the toss onto GH, getting the Avalanche too, but not enough control really to allow TW to get and do damage. But
I think he was just saving himself there. It's more about I just tossing him away, that's all.
Yeah, you have him in this room.
Yeah, SF has been relegated to the jungle, sadly for him, as these 4 no talismans are done.
Yep.
You can't really, like, that's way too much damage. Oh, 5 actually, I'm sorry. And honestly, you know what? Like, this looks funny, but
that's
this
the way
is
to play it.
Honestly,
It is the way to play when you play Sky.
Even when you're a support, that build can be so good for you.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, there's one taking the time bomb that is on the top lane. Matumbaman just farming away on his lifestealer. So is Seb on his Darkseer. Maybe a little bit more scary for the lifestealer though. Gets that Midas early on and just having the entire lane to himself. Oh, Thompson. Are they hunting for him? Or they're just in the jungle? They're just in the jungle.
Yeah, just focusing.
Is he gonna go for 6 no talismans? It doesn't look that
I don't think so. I don't know about the 6.
But you know what they say, if you go 5, you have to go 6, man, come on. Like, if he buys boots, he's actually betraying the one true item.
That's true. We'll ruin the feng shui of his inventory. There's a Miracle. Now moving up towards top. No Tail and Thompson actually coming up here as well to see if they can ever go on to Matumbaman. Not really a kill that they can take for. And
was that Dominator or was that Enchantress? I didn't see. Does he have Dominator even?
I don't think he does yet.
He doesn't.
No, he's going.
He's
got the Greaves.
He's not even going for Dominator.
Now finds the extra Willie. He's going to go for the stop. Can get himself back towards the shot. And now they're going to look to try and turn this one. Liquid. They're bringing in the backup. Jared goes in the front lines, tosses back the creep. Seb surging away. Matsu's trying to see if he can get his hands on any of the targets. He's trying to find Noto. Has the open wounds. Miracle actually getting beaten down here as he backs off. Pops stick charges. Turns with the raises. He's still alive for now. Jared's there though with the toss, and Miracle's dead. They'll get the SF, and they won't lose anybody themselves, OG.
What a messy fight, though.
Very messy. I actually expected them to have to go back. It's a shrine fight. Nyx is rotating in from top lane.
Nyx? No. Matumbaman was like, well, what are you all doing here, top? I'm farming bottom now.
Yeah, he just went out.
He just left. He was like, don't have any of this people shit. He just wants to hit creeps.
Yeah.
Look at him.
I mean, do you imagine he will still go for the phase radiance, or does he want to get like an armlet this game so he can just run at heroes like the Sky?
I mean, it wouldn't be bad, but I think he needs that Manta as well. That's the thing. And if he's going Radiance, he can get that Manta.
Yeah, it's similar. It's kind of the same move as we saw earlier.
I mean, it's good. It's alright. The same way it works versus PA, it can work versus Troll. As long as you're ahead. If you're behind, that item is so trashy, it feels off. It feels like your timing isn't it, and then instantly it doesn't feel nearly as strong.
So 2 games in a row now, OG doing good on the lanes. And Liquid left late the game.
And then a Stomp Hop and the Doom as Thompson's caught on the front lines. He's out. And Seb, I don't know if he can get away from this one.
Yeah, back up.
He does have no tail and RTW around him. Maybe with them here they can try and turn something. Miracle comes through with the razors. Seb getting bursted low. He's surging away. Will get out. Seb will survive. They'll actually get a bigger kill. They get RTW. Kuro's able to get on top of him, and that is a dead troll.
You lost LTW. You also lost the Skyrat in that fight.
Yeah.
That's really bad for you. This is the weak point of Skyrat. If he has no one in front of him, he just dies.
Yeah.
As you said, that Lifestealer pops rage,
Yeah.
and you're done. There's nothing you can do about it. You need some force staffs or something. You need some ability.
Well, back to being even then. Jinxed them.
I think an even game is definitely a favourite game for Liquid with this Lifestealer Timberman farming the way he is. And that, as we keep saying, OG were relying on the Skyra to have a dominant start to the game. That has not been the case. I'm sure he's still level with the net worth of the SF, but it's a game where this core Sky is in a match against a core Lifestealer, and the Sky's effectiveness is going to fall off.
Of course, once those BKBs are up, perhaps the SF and maybe this Doom, because I don't see Lifestealer buying it. You're gonna fall off even harder, and you won't be able to actually influence these fights in any significant way. You're gonna be able to blow up these supports, but that's about it. He does have 5-0 talismans, though.
Yeah.
Respect the talismans.
I mean, it's the correct build.
Like, look at the damage. Even on a tanky Doom, like, that's half of his pull just gone. And that's about it that he can do.
Matsu being super smart with the areas that he's finding to farm it. As he's 2,500 into the relic. He's certainly on track to hit top tier Midas Radiance time in this game once again. So wraparound is there, they will find mind control. OG move over as a unit, 4-5 of them actually around this middle lane.
This is the time for them to strike. You can't wait for Nike's Radiance, obviously. You know that he has no items whatsoever. He has a Midas and that's it. If you wait for that Radiance, it's definitely strategically not the right option. So just go and take those towers while you still can, because they're going to be the ones that are be looking for a fight after that Radi's up.
Yeah, take these objectives, whilst you know you're always going to have a numbers advantage. And let's see how much they want to try and push for more.
Wow, is this a high ground push? Alright,
like it, yeah.
They're definitely taking my advice to heart. This is...
They don't really have the strongest push lineup, though. I mean, they got the troll, but the troll kind of likes it when there's nobody else around.
Yeah, they don't really have a lot either. And pushing high ground is very difficult versus ET Witch Doctor. They have all the vision that's necessary to start the fight properly. So yeah, I'm happy that they backed off.
Yeah.
But you have to see though, like even the Darkseer went for Greaves, so they literally all went into this mid-game potential, right? You have the Troll that's super strong, he didn't go Battle Fury. You have the Skyrat, and whatever he goes, this is his peak timing, right? And then you have the Greaves on Darkseer instead of something like Dominator or Midas. So this is basically where they have to break the game in their favor. They aren't truly doing it though, and because of that, it does look a little bit scary.
I mean, can they after that fight in the dire jungle? I feel like...
I mean, they can, with a good pick-off, like the one on Doom, they definitely do have what it takes. Doom also went for Midas, remember?
Yeah.
So, Liquid are definitely... They're gearing up for late game, but right now there isn't a whole lot they can do. Maybe with the proper fight, in which they have vision advantage, or when OG is doing something very aggressive, like this rush. But are they even fighting this? Do they even want to commit? They have ET to delay it.
I mean, it might be just that. You know, just sort of try to slow down a little bit because, yeah, Liquid, you know, their strengths, not now. They're still gearing up towards later. They'll totally ask, but they're see if they get lucky in terms of maybe finding the kill on it, but it won't be the case as OG get Roshan and get the Aegis for ILTW. Now moving into the jungle, they found Kuroki. Kuroki should force the nukes here off the Skyrath with those 5-0 tallies. He is out of it, and GH as well, also being chased. Jerax, ILTW, no tail, hot on top of it.
This is all space. Even now, letting get him. It's a great kill, sure. It's not the kill that you need. But Tumba, he got that relic.
And he's taking a tier 2 tower too.
Oh, can they take him down? Nice.
Rage TP, nothing to do with that.
Maybe if Thompson had silence there, then he can't rage out. Oh, what? What are these creeps over here?
Nice stack.
Yeah, nice
Juicy stack for mind control. He'll take it. Easy.
Yeah. What is this
Shadow
up
Blade.
for?
It's got Shadow Blade
He has
complete.
Shadow Blades.
Yeah.
All right.
Complete. And a double damage rune in his pocket.
Shadow Blade definitely a very aggressive item. I actually expected an early BKB. Oh, he's going Kayayasha.
Yeah, Kayayasha.
Alright, so this is one of those builds that's supposed to take them off guard, like to just use Shadow Blade ulti on someone, perhaps Thompson the best target possible, he instantly dies.
Yeah, if he gets the Shadow Blade hit in a couple of races, the Scarf's just going to fall over.
Good words from OG though, and the blink on Tiny. They're gonna go for this tier 2 afterwards.
I think they have the Aegis, they've got to try and force as much as they can with this.
Skyrat is going for Axe, so no talismans into Axe. The only problem with this build is he has no mana regen whatsoever, so it's basically, I go in a fight, I do everything that I can, and I have to go base basically, or someone clarities me, there's nothing.
Well, he is sharing his clarities almost all the time.
Alright, so that's the plan. Smart boy, TI winner right there.
Yeah. He's got some Greaves on the side of the Darkseer as well, that'll help out a little bit. Pushes on. Looks like Liquid is gathering up as well, though.
I mean, they have the Radiance now on the Lifestealer, so...
Yeah, they're on their way. They're looking to cut them off.
See what angle they can get him with the smoke. Kuro leading this charge. Zoji. They are spread out in an attempt to sort of catch any sort of smoke movement. As now, one another will find them. GH tries to hit it from the front lines, but already they go straight on top of him. He does get the stomp out, getting the stomp down to him. Thompson has been found though. The Shadow Blade from SF catching Thompson off guard as Thompson is taken down. The Doom is out as well as the cast bounces between the two, and Thompson's buying back, but the rest of OG is just falling bit by bit. ILTW's popping the ult, will survive for a little bit, but now he's gone. The Aegis will give him a second chance, but the rest of OG fall. The timing there actually a little bit off with the ult, but it doesn't seem to matter as the ILTW has no help around him, and this is what Liquid were building towards. This timing, they have the Radiance, and this is where their game begins. He's brought back.
He just died back.
He just dies.
And this game is looking rough. This is, I mean, this is, as you say, you could feel this building up for the whole of the beginning of this game. Sure, net worth was even, OG were getting some objectives, but their draft, their lineup, it needed to do much more than it did. It didn't, and now the game has the potential to fall apart very quickly for OG.
Yeah, GH brought back for this as well. He's ready to barrel down mid. I mean, at this point, OG missed their timing. They missed their window. They needed Thompson to do better in mid earlier on. They needed the lanes to go better, and as you said, it was even, but it shouldn't have been for them.
Yeah, they wanted much more from that start, OG. Now the game becomes very, very difficult for them. But Mensa steps forward, cars out as well as the Maledict. Matsumaman's going to look to try and chase a bit with the rage, but Sep puts the mech and will back up. Liquid respecting this, not a retreat. Life vacuum on to 3. Already with the infest, Matu's going to hide himself deep inside the warm body of mind control. As he'll be fine, nice and cozy. Lots of space in there, you know, Doom's pretty big.
The body and soul.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
As at this point, OG, I mean, their best play really is they've got to catch them out one by one. If they can maybe make a smoke play, find the Lifestealer with this Ancient Seal, silence, and blow him up. But it really is. The difficulty for this, to win this game for OG has just stepped up tenfold now.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Their lineup does not play well from behind.
But what you can do, honestly, it's very problematic.
Yeah. I think what we said earlier that, you know, this Skywrath mage at this point does almost the same as a support Skywrath.
Yeah,
that's where we landed right now.
That's it. I mean, you go for this super greedy build, no talismans into Aghanims. I mean, honestly, someone is gonna get to you, and then you're just a pigeon. you're gonna fall. I mean, you aren't gonna do anything. Aggressively, it's great, but there's a reason why people buy 4-stars BKBs. It's like
Shadowpin can get to you every time with the Shadow Blade.
Yeah, if he gets on top of you, you're done.
I've seen it just running through with this range. And does Doom have a blink?
Just kill him, Lou.
Sure. Just kill him. Oh, almost.
Oh yeah, now with the Manta style.
Alright, so what do you do? What do you do? If you are OG, first and foremost, you need some force.
You gotta just smoke.
You need some forces. Your vacuum wall is really good versus Nyx because you're gonna have a radiance of your own, right? You're tiny. I guess you can jump, blow up SF or Witch Doctor with the Skyrat, so you have some combos. And your troll eventually is a troll that is a good hero versus Nyx, so you have that going for you. You just have to get those items. You have to get those items that you're building for. But honestly, Skyrat is going for Axe. I don't see how much that's going to help them. No. That's a problem. He might just he needed one more hit. Yeah. So it's good for. I mean, top. I got you. I'm still gonna lose, but. I mean, he read that perfectly. He ported out before he got any of the creeps, so he knew what was going on.
At this point, I kind of feel like ILTW again, just like last game, he is the only true carry, and there's again a lot of pressure onto him doing well.
But he's far behind.
He's not even as far ahead as he was last game, so he's not even ahead at all.
Last game he had pressure mounting on him, but he was also doing really well in the laning stage. This game, they didn't really help him out too much. Jerks was ganking mid, and yeah, you got Miracle a couple of times, but he went into the jungle, recovered, has this sick build that I'm gonna see in my pubs every single time now on SFs. And
I mean, to be fair, I'd rather see this build in my pubs than the Greaves build.
Really?
Yeah. You like the Greaves build?
I mean, it depends what MMR range you're playing in.
Sure.
If you're playing in like...
Yeah, if you're in my MMR, you know, Greaves SF,
it's not really great,
but if you've got coordination...
if you've got some coordination,
then it's...
I mean, you don't have coordination anywhere, to be honest.
So any level of pubs, they're all terrible. But obviously for the pros, there's a reason why they go for the Greaves a lot.
In pro games, yes. In pub games, no one is going to buy these sentries. You're going to buy Shadow Blade and just continue killing everyone across the map, so it's good. It's very annoying, but it's good. Now we have AC, soon to be completed on Matu.
Yeah, she's just looking absolutely terrifying. I mean,
actually, Elder Titan is building into a BKB as well, so another target that Killer Pigeon, Skyrat is gonna...
I guess he is the Killer Pigeon,
yeah, he is the Killer Pigeon. He's not gonna be able to do anything to him either.
He's more like a diseased pigeon this game. I mean, he's not doing much.
Yeah, pretty much. He poops around, but doesn't really contribute too much.
Occasionally can't control his anus. And just, it's a tough one for Thompson.
He knows how to back to the fountain. He can go back home.
He does. He does.
Soon he's gonna have that evidence that he's gonna prove us all wrong.
Enchantress? Matthew's on top of him. Trying to Bambi, but you're gonna vacuum all down onto 2, and that will allow him to kill 2 supports.
Yeah. That's a nice one. Number 2, man, he has still got his range.
He's hard to catch down. My teammate just turned. They get the Doom down onto ILTW. Matu's in. ILTW's gone.
Thompson, it's all you.
Let's go, Thompson.
There we go. He gets out!
He gets
out! The pigeon takes flight!
They basically won. Got him. I mean, this is that part of the game in which BKBs are up. You're building one, you have one on Doom, you're holding one on Elder Titan, Jerax, who's gonna get the bounce?
They might still with some raises.
He has blinking through.
He's not blinking anywhere with that man on it.
Oh, Jukes, eat the tree, eat the tree.
No, he can't.
Almost.
Well, he tried.
Almost
and he got the room.
Yeah, he did.
So that.
And he wasted some of their time, they didn't push.
Fear my presence. Rock'em song. This is a great addition.
What's he building? Like two Sage's masks? He's going for Necros or something. Why does he have 2 Sage's masks?
I don't know.
I have no clue.
So he can hide the tears.
Yes. Behind the mask.
Yeah.
Masks.
Even with the rage, like he's not even raging it, and they can't do it. They can't even tickle him.
This lifesteal is just
He's an absolute beast.
yum yum yum.
He has Manta to work with, so he's not raging. That's the thing.
And they go, ready to dive, or maybe not. See what comes out of the turn, they get the vacuum back. Mystic Flare's going to be out, but already BKB from Micro have to walk up. Can they kill that lifesteal? They can't. He's going to get inside, Kuro. The Witch Doctor is going to carry him out a little bit. Tracing.
Yeah, Legend has a rage.
They killed the lifestealer.
Did he mess up?
No, it's Aghanim's. He silenced him, and I guess it is, right? That's how it works. Or did he mess up?
They got it. He jumped out. He just got instant silence.
He got silenced.
Yeah, and they lost bike control as well.
Okay. There you go.
Wow.
Aghanim's. I told you. Wow. Don't question the Thompson build.
Thompson.
Specifically told you.
They're just casually killing a lifesteal.
Look at that damage, honestly. Yeah, look at that damage. They really... I think first and foremost they played that fight really well, but Liquid, they let themselves go a little bit. They went like... They didn't really... They didn't enter that fight properly at all. Like, Knives just waiting his blade for Enchantress.
And now OG's got the Aegis.
Yeah, it still feels like delayed execution for me though.
Also, you have cheese on the Skyward Blade now as well.
They do.
You need to stop calling him Pigeon.
Pigeon. More like an eagle.
A soaring eagle.
Well, I would say Falcon for now.
I'd say albatross. Albatross. You know, it's the biggest bird.
They called the albatross a few times.
I did.
Bad luck. Right?
Is albatross the biggest bird in the world?
No, isn't there a sea buzzard type of thing?
It's just very big, yeah.
It's a very big bird.
It is a massive bird.
Wingspan. I think it has only one mate in its life or something like that as well.
Oh, it doesn't just breed around?
Yeah, I think so. There's one bird that always has one mate.
That's a swan.
No, not swan.
Swan also does. Swan
also perhaps, yeah, but this one bird that they just fly around the world and then they meet up somewhere.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
a romantic bird.
Then they go on their own way.
Yeah.
Again. It's truly romantic, actually.
Yeah. They taste really nice too. Actually, I don't know if you can eat albatross. Probably not.
You can do whatever you want, man.
The largest bird is an ostrich.
Ostriches? Yeah. Ah, there you go. So he's an ostrich.
And then after that...
But that's in terms, well, that's large because it's tall, right?
Yeah.
Like, how are we defining large?
The wingspan.
The wingspan. I mean, that's albatross.
But apparently, domestic wild turkey is still bigger than the and the great bustard is 12. I don't know. No, it says bustard.
What did you call me?
What did you call
the great bustard? All right, so Thompson the bustard.
The albatross, the wandering albatross, is 15th.
The albatross is 15th in what? In size?
In size, largest living birds.
Ostrich, Somali ostrich, southern cassowary.
Cassowary is like
What's a cassowary?
It looks like an ostrich. Oh. Look, it's these.
Oh yeah, I see.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
That doesn't fly, does it?
No, it doesn't fly. But they can run like crazy fast.
A cassowary.
And they furry. It looks like it's furry anyway.
Oh! Finally got him! Or maybe not. BKB. Score start, runs away. Matumalan, he's in there on the front lines, going straight for No-Tail, pops the rage. No-Tail's got the nature's attendance and it'll keep him alive. Matthew's starting to back off, will get rooted, he'll get himself inside the Hellbear Smasher. He's smashing. And he will be able to disengage.
That was scary though, and that's another BKB timer.
Honestly, this is looking better and better for OG.
Yes, they're striking back despite being, as I say, they're in a difficult position.
There's a smoke. There is a smoke from Liquid. They're taking this game more seriously from now on. They don't want to take any chances, but they are smoking into Aegis.
Oh, yeah, they're smoking into Seb.
And they've got him. Yeah, no wasting around. They'll pop the Doom down. Guaranteed kill on Seb.
There's a double damage on the bottom lane.
Yeah, well,
can let Troll
take it, yeah.
And he's nearly got the BKB RGW, so the BKB can get
teleport to get there, though.
I think you wait for the BKB anyway.
Yeah, you don't want to get him for BKB.
Kitani gives you you bottle that BKB, you save it up, you bottle that double damage, and you save it up for when you have BKB. If you could bottle a BKB, no, that would be a nice rune.
Bottle a BKB?
Yeah, a rune that gives you...
Don't give them any ideas. You know what they're like. They like having the broken things. Miracle. He's got a gun. He's got that E-blade ready to shoot some fools. Blast them with the magical power of ethereality.
JerAx. He has got a force staff available in case he gets jumped. Oh, he's the one jumping people though.
Matt's got the rage. He's going to turn straight towards JerAx. He's going to finish off that tiny with the storm out from JH. They'll certainly find him. No-Tail getting used by the new play melody support him with the infest magical damage there bursting. There's a second one dead for the side of OG. Silence comes out to the two of them. RTW trying his best to fight with the DD. Out with the BKB. His ultimate to remind the two-man. Matt starts himself out of the route. They're still chasing here with the troll. Ursprint is going to come out. In fact, RTW, he's in trouble. They'll turn with the razors. He's gone. They'll pop the Aegis. So they can set up for another. The vacuum blue comes down onto the two of them. The witch doctor is out. Cool. Guys,
they need to run.
Yeah, they need to change.
Oh, nice.
Nice, sir.
the RTW can still fight Miracle.
Youth slows them down. Isn't enough? There's going to be another surge soon.
Nah, they won't chase. That was a really good stomp.
All started because JerAx tossed last.
Yeah, that JerAx toss, he was apologized. Yeah, he said sorry. That definitely wasn't the play, especially because you had. I think Darkseer was dead. Yeah, Darkseer was dead.
They saw Miracle.
Yeah, vacuum. It jumps.
He's dead.
He's gone.
There we go. Big catch there for OG.
No buyback, 80 seconds. Can they do something?
It's still hard. I mean, but OG, I mean, this is sort of classic. This is sort of the TI magic from OG. In a game where they're behind, they have a lineup that shouldn't work. They're somehow making things happen. Sure, they haven't quite made the comeback, but they're throwing Liquid off guard. They're getting these pickoffs, and they're making Liquid have to step up their game.
Perhaps with this smoke, they can make something happen. Let's see, who are they gonna find around here? There's a Nyx. No, they're all hiding. They shouldn't be able to kill anyone.
Here we go. Looking at the mid lane. Where can OG go for the play? They know, you know, Liquid, they're playing it safe. Frost Miracle's dead. They're all on the high ground.
They're just hiding.
Yeah, not wanting to make any misplays whilst they're only 4 against the 5 of OG. That was Matsu. They're starting to head out with mind control. They found themselves a ball and the Frost Marrow. There's a search forward on RTW.
They have Link as well, which is really helpful versus the Doom.
Yeah.
Versus everything, actually.
Matsu, he's going to look at the set they're going to do now. With the rage, but they're going to try and chase for him. Does get forced back. Can they still have the damage to get him off? They're going to need the E-Ray to blow the Enchantress, and that's going to be Seb gone as well. He's trying to turn and fight with the ult, but there's 2 dead on OG. No one left to save RTW. That is 3 dead without buyback. JerAx gets a blink out in time.
You have no buybacks though.
And bottom lane is pushing in.
Yeah, you instantly just go bottom if you are Liquid. It's a problem if your biggest utility, that's Darkseer, if he gets domed. I think that's the biggest issue for you.
Yeah.
If Troll gets domed, you can surge him. If Darkseer dies, you can't do anything. You don't have Crimson, you don't have control in that vacuum ball. You basically have no team fight whatsoever once Darkseer is dead.
And this is going to be some painful structural damage against OG as Liquid take the full set bottom, moving towards the mid. All tier 2s are gone. They may even just be able to go for the Megas here.
Go for Megas here, yeah. You have 20 seconds until Ench is up. 25 for Darkseer. You definitely can.
And as we saw in OG, they had some nice plays from behind, but at the end of the day, this is Liquid getting the game back on track. The way it looked to play out with their draft and optimization. Thompson gets bursted. All by back, and they will have the 5-man back up, but 2 sets of racks down. The 3rd rack's beginning to fall as well.
They need to start the fight right now. They're all up. They have to fight.
Let's see what they can do. BKB being popped by mind control. Matsumaman just going straight towards Thompson. Thompson gets surged back by Seb. RTW on the front. Ancient Seals out to Kuroki. Who's going to be dropped down? And look at him, Matsumaman with the stop. From GH holds back the 3 of them. Seals now holding the BKB, ready to punch the other. is out onto all three. RTW is trying to hold it with the ult, but that's a dead Thompson, a dead Nota. He does manage to kill off Matuma though. RTW, he's getting the kills. Mind control's gone as well. They found two, search for from Seb. They're off to the Miracle, trying to get the ult out. Will find it, but the Iron Shell's ticking him down. Seb keeping on top of him. Miracle has got the movement speed though with the Yule Scepter hiding in the trees. They're searching for him and they will find him with the vacuum. So OG do kill off 3 of Liquid. Some, I believe the range racks still alive on this top lane.
They still aren't playing versus Megas, which is kind of alright for them. It would be very good if Rush would respawn any time now for OG, because then they would have a chance.
Takes a while still. 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah. It's very unfortunate Rush respawn for them, because they wasted all their buybacks, and Liquid, with the Liquid, they still have them. And now in the next Rush fight, what's gonna happen is Liquid is just gonna throw their bodies at them and then just buyback.
I like this one. The Mask of Madness, GH, ready to punch people.
He has BKB, and that's what matters, right? And then you get that talent for the Spirit. You hit so hard in these fights, especially these heroes such as Ench and Skyrat. They have no armor, and you run in with your big briefcase. It's pretty good. Another Mask of Madness actually just picked up, wasn't it?
No, I was going to say, I don't think he meant to build that.
Yeah,
He's trying to get
MKB. MKB actually now. Alright. For the Radiance. Yeah, for the Radiance. Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that last fight, LGW did do a lot. Like, he does hurt if he can get on top and get the stacks built up. But the question is if it's just a little too late, as the amount of damage OG's taken to the base is pretty significant. Yeah. And Matu's still just reigning supreme this game on his life stealer, 10k ahead of the farm of ILTW.
They're delaying the game, OG is, but for what, really?
Can they really swing it around?
For what?
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough one. They do look like they want to fight right now. They have teleport to Shrine. They look like they're gonna smoke.
It's around this Roche time, so would be the time that...
Did they smoke up? No?
Not yet. Not yet.
You need to ward around the rush pit and take a favorable fight right now. If you manage to, you might just sneak that rush, but it's so difficult. You're playing versus a team that has full buybacks. Well, not everyone, SF doesn't. But your Doom and the Nikes do. Oh, they're the ones that smoke. It's so much easier for Liquid to take rush as well.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to deal with that other Titan Spirit. Well, if you are OG, you sneak in the pit, what, the Titan just sends that Spirit scouts you out, you're done.
I mean, as we said at the start, OG, they don't really have a team fight. It's Darkseer alone.
Darkseer and what? Like,
Avalanche, that's it.
Oh, and then you have Avalanche with the double ult for Darkseer.
Oh, does he have any way to save it? Jared's fired.
There's a lot around, and Jared, Thompson's going to be fine. Now they're going to try and turn. BKB's pop out mind controls. He backs away. RTW trying to commit with his own BKB. Mind control with the blink on. RTW is on top of Matuma Man. He's getting the stack filled up with the E-Blade and Raises just burst down RTW. Getting outplayed there by Miracle. Low buyback indeed. No tail. Sent up in the air. One more raise should finish him off. Miracle picks up the double kill. Stomp sets up for more from GH as Matuma Man's diving into the base. He's got his eyes on the course. Won't get quite close enough to Thompson before the rage falls off. He'll turn back towards the easy objective of the range racks.
That's Vegas.
That's game. And that is 2 dead without buyback. The toss back onto Seb to keep him in the fountain. Can they really hold 3 versus 5?
It's very hard.
It's impossible.
As Liquid taking to their fours. They get the silence. They get a 3-man vacuum wall. And you know what, just a vacuum. Even if a wall was there, wouldn't really do too much at this point as Matu rages. Just pressuring OG back into the fountain, making the space for Liquid to hit onto the Ancient. As OG haven't quite tapped out, but they certainly will do shortly as will use the fortification. There's no troll for 20 seconds. Doom comes out. Thompson is dead. No buyback for him. GG is called. And Liquid will take the series 2-0.
2-0. That means Liquid is starting in the upper bracket of the playoffs. Doesn't necessarily mean that OG is. OG will be just dropped down to the lower bracket and has a chance to to still face either Alliance or Real Deal. Whoever comes out successful on that matchup, which is happening after this one.
OG definitely fought until the bitter end, honestly. And they even had like some hope after that.
We saw it. They were able to get some fights out.
To be honest, when Thompson didn't dominate mid, we kind of knew which way he was heading, right?
Like the fact that Miracle was just even in CS in the first few waves, that's a problem. He's playing SF against a against a Skyrat. It shouldn't happen.
Then Jarex had to come mid to help out, but by that time it's already too late, and you're sacrificing too much bottom to.
And Natumba, he had just a perfect laning stage, like minute 5, I think, minus something like that, into minute 14, Radiance 13.
It's sometimes the risk that we see you get punished when
Radiant team pick.